All right, guys, welcome to the program. I don't know if this is, something's wrong here. Something's off. Something's off. What is this? Hello? 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 Is this, something's off. Oh, sweet Christ. Something's off. Okay, guys, welcome to the program. We're having a little bit of a technical. Oh boy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What's happening? What's happening?
Where am I?
You've entered laggy stream purgatory.
And what is that?
All those lost frames and little laggy ass streams, they end up here in the land of dropped frames. Forgotten in time for all eternity.
And how do I leave here, please?
You can never leave.
Oh, it was all a dream. 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 It was all a... Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, I'm gonna be late for the stream. Oh, Christ. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I made it just in time. I made it just in time. Good God. Thank God.
Thank God, made it back. Gonna do a stream, and it won't be bad. Gonna do a stream, gonna have a good time. Get your face on the webcam, do a rhyme.
Hey everybody, hi. Hey, how's it going?
Guys, we got a really important show today. That's enough. I gotta figure out a way to make that fade out. Guys, Jesus Christ, welcome to the show. Welcome to the live program, we like to call it. Got a lot to talk about today. We got Chippy on the line, of course. She's doing the Toilerette. People are signing up for the Toilerette. And looks like this is going to be a real show. Somebody is going to marry Chippy based on this horrible stream. And I think that's the best way to pick a mate. Before we move on, I forgot to update the crawl, so you can still do those topics, and those topics are movie recommendations. We've generated a lot of great ideas on this stream, which we're going to talk about in a second, and finally, you can make a case if you want to on why you should be the one who gets to be picked by Chippy on the Toilerette.
No.
Why? Why?
You're welcome.
Before we get into that, if you looked at the thumbnail of this, you'll notice William, he pronounces it William Dafoe.
What?
William Dafoe's Batman. This is the greatest thing we've come up with on this channel. When people get together, okay, guys, when people get together, their minds, this is another one of my sort of lectures, their minds are greater than the sum of their parts, guys. Okay? And what we came up with through our minds, through our thinking, this is something I adapted from Malcolm Gladwell, is that we actually created something better than if we just were on our own. And what we came up with is Willem Dafoe's Batman, where it's like the Clumps, it's like the Nutty Professor, where he plays every William Dafoe and William Dafoe and William Dafoe in William Dafoe's Batman, and he's gonna play every character. And I kind of got an idea for it. I think I've got a basic plot. I've got a basic plot archetype, arc line. It's called, in the business, they call it an arc line. So we're going to get into that. I'm going to reveal the plot that I have for William Dafoe's Batman. And we're going to talk about the movie, the Monday movie of the thing, the Monday Movie Club, which was I Seen the Devil, which, full disclosure, I only watched half of, but I'm already and I don't even mean this as a joke. It's already one of my new favorite movies. Whoever you are out there,
You're welcome.
okay, make yourself known. I can't remember the guy who recommended that, but good God, what a good. How did I not already see that goddamn movie? How did I not see it? I think Greg watched it too. Greg, did you watch it?
Yeah, dude. No, I actually got...
What's wrong? Get your mic right.
Sorry, dude. Hold on. Hello?
You had it better before.
Damn it. Yeah, I started watching it, and then I was like... I saw there were subtitles, and I was like, nah, I don't want it.
Okay. Just because of the subtitles.
Yeah, but I already get what it's about, though. I think I already know what it's about.
What?
They're trying to escape. They're trying to get out of there, man.
They're trying to get out of there. What does that mean?
They're trying to get out of that country, dude. It's a dictatorship, bro.
Cause it's in Korea.
Yeah, dude. They're trying to get out of that Kim Song, man.
No, it's not North Korea. Yes, it's a Korean movie, not North Korea. Do you know that there's a South Korea?
Whatever, dude. You should think you're okay. Okay, man. Okay, Ben Burgess.
All right, calm down. Calm down.
I already know, though, dude. I mean, it's the same director as Parasail. Bong Joon-ho.
No, it's not. It's a different director.
What do you mean?
Oh my God. Don't get into some racist anti-Korean thing.
Oh, whatever, dude.
Okay, Greg's off the show. Guys, so we got that to talk about. That movie's already... I kind of want to just end the stream and go watch that movie. One more announcement. Well, whatever. Let's get Chipford on here. Chipford?
No.
Chipford?
Are you okay?
Is your mic so you dropped out immediately.
Oh, hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm on. Okay. She's the one who recommended I Saw the Devil. It was Chippy. Chippy recommended the movie because she has taste.
You recommended I Seen the Devil, Chipford?
It's first of all, I Saw the Devil.
No.
You boomer.
I don't know. I think it's I Seen the Devil with mine own eyes. With mine eyes have seen the devil. I think it's called. Full name.
It was me though. It was me.
Was it really? You recommended I Saw the Devil?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Chippy.
It came on and I was like, is the guy from Old Boy and it's the same director, the same actor. I even gave you a quote because I was like traumatized.
Chippy, if you're stealing valor, if you're stealing movie recommendation valor right now, permaban. I'll say it right now, permaban.
Like chat. Tell the truth. Tell them it was me. They were saying it in the chat. They were saying it in the chat, and you're so blind. You didn't see it.
No.
And even Pian was like, "Yo, it was Chippy." Like, hello.
All right. We'll let it slide. I think don't drag the chat into this. We get it. But Chip, I want to say like I'm only halfway through because I started watching it today, and I had to get ready for this thing. But man, I love this movie already. It's like it's perfect. It's like a perfectly made movie,
right? And it is like, and I did say it in the last stream. It's really intense. Like it's really violent.
It's like one of the goriest. And by the way, the beginning. I wanted to talk about the new Kate Winslet HBO movie and how or HBO show, how oh boy, it's like a real slog to get started. This one like gets you from the very beginning. It's like you're not gonna look away from this movie. But yes, it's very gory and one of the honestly one of the best like gore but beautiful and gruesome things I've seen in a movie in all my life is when they find the woman's head in the water. And it's like floating. I'm like, wow, that's disgusting and gruesome. But like beautifully, like perfectly shot.
Yeah. And I mean, some people haven't watched it, so I don't want to spoil it.
Whatever.
But when boyfriend, let's just say when the boyfriend finds out
Mm-hmm.
that is her,
Yep.
is the worst way to find out in the universe.
Oh boy.
I was like, no, don't do it. Don't
Oh,
do
boy.
it. And then it happened, and I had to cover my eyes. I was like, this is so crazy. But so it's two main characters, but probably the most important one is the serial killer. He's amazing, isn't he?
Let
That
me say
actor,
this.
he's amazing.
That's old boy. That's old boy.
Yeah, that's old boy.
That's old boy.
I kept screaming, old boy, why? Old boy, why?
I know. Look, people are gonna say like, "Oh, they're talking about this movie that's been around forever." Look, I missed it. This movie's great. It's one of those things that I missed. But I gotta say this about that old boy. He's got probably the best hair of a movie star ever, right?
Yeah.
The hair on that guy, I would trade instantly.
Bro, and
Trade
not
for that
just
hair
that,
instantly.
like, dude, I mean, I had to look up if he has ever actually trained in martial arts, but he says that he only trains in martial arts for movies. Like, he has never done it like professionally, and I can't believe it. Like, I feel like he's lying to us.
God,
Because
that guy's
so
such a good
good.
actor. Yeah. Wait,
Like,
Don. I gotta address Don in the chat. He says, "I thought the Kate Winslet series was terrific."
No.
He says it really picked up in the last 3 episodes. Great actress.
I haven't watched it, so I have no comment.
She's good, but man, I watched like an hour. Well, maybe like 30 or 40 minutes of the first episode, and I was like, "Oh man, this thing is making me want to jump out of a window." This thing, it's very real, like intensely, like aggressively boring. That thing, but Don, I'll give it another shot for you, I guess. You know?
Make pee-pee.
Yeah, Don, come on here and convince him.
Yeah, Don, get your ass on here, Donnie. Well, anyway,
you just gotta do what I did with freaking what's his name, Peaky Blinders. Have you watched Peaky Blinders?
I still haven't watched it.
I recommended that.
You did recommend that one.
If you don't do it, I'm gonna come back and do that horrible British accent again.
Is Peaky Blinders like? Are they still making that show? Are there still new episodes coming out?
The last season's coming on. I think
Okay.
maybe next year or this year. I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm not here to talk about Peaky fucking Blinders. Okay.
Oh boy.
I'm here
Clean
to
it up
talk
with that
about
accent. Clean it up with the accent.
Love life. My love life.
Yes.
And
the Toilerette.
yes.
Chippy.
And so
Chippy is the Toilerette. In
I
the
am
Toilerette.
the Toilerette. Yes.
Well, what's going on?
So
What's the status of this show?
Pian had created the amazing, incredible Pian that when you bring him on, please, like, I need to, like,
what a good guy
really,
Pian is.
like, he is the best. He had put out a form, and sadly the form isn't working anymore, but we don't want to stop people from applying.
Why?
So anybody that applied through the form, you are still taking part, right? Like, you're still a contender.
Why?
The only thing that I ask is that maybe you DM me on Discord, or you email in the email that I'm about to share on the Sewers channel, your contact information, so that we can, contact you when we decide who the finalists are going to be.
Oh, boy. Are you gonna?
Yeah.
Can you do? I think we should do like a series of sort of a contest or things where it's like they have to sort of prove their worthiness to date Chippy. Is that what it's gonna be? Okay, cool.
So the idea is, the Incredible Shenanigans created an email in which people have to share 1 or 2 sentences where they have to say why they want to go on a date with me and why you deserve that date. Okay. And from that, we're going to decide whether you're going to participate on next Wednesday. So clap for that. Next Wednesday's Toilerette. And so maybe we could do like multiple rounds with like different gentlemen,
Make pee-pee.
and then kind of create like a final group from that. We can kind of decide on that with you,
Yes.
RM. But Basically, this email, the application is going to be open till Saturday at midnight Eastern time because I'm in the East. But
Okay. Okay.
um midnight, and then on Monday's live stream, if that's okay, RM,
Oh,
we are
of
going
course. Of
to
course.
name the nominees
Oh my
for
God.
Wednesday's Toilerette.
Holy moly. Holy moly. This is moving very fast. I like that.
Yeah, I just
How
think
many-
we, we just keep on like telling people it's gonna happen and it won't happen, and I just
Oh.
feel shenanigans. We gotta get it done. Let's do it for next Wednesday. There will be like rules, like we want people to dress nice, we want people to like look good, like we're gonna set some rules. Me and Shenanigans are gonna talk about it, and we will let you know about the rules on Monday.
Mhm.
But yes,
So
it's
they're
happening.
they're gonna be on. So this is a window into the mind of Chippy. You need to see what these people look like. You're like, I'm not dating no Ugmo.
I want to be respectful about doxing. So the thing that I thought about was maybe for the show, right? For the show itself, have like some type of covering if you don't feel comfortable showing your identity. Because we wanted to do it also kind of like the 1970s. So we thought about doing it like we couldn't see each other's identities. Maybe have like a little voice mod. So I don't know what you sound like. And then we can show ourselves during the date.
I like
Just
this.
to be like, fair and safe. I don't want to dox anybody. I don't want to dox myself either.
So it's gonna start off as sort of a
know.
mystery date thing where you kind of have to go on personality, and then maybe toward the end you'll see them. Is that the idea?
Yeah. And I just thought that maybe that might make people feel a little more comfortable. I know not everybody feels comfortable showing themselves.
Somebody says, "Oh
on
my
the
God,
internet.
we got to
So.
do this." Lil Movie Perp says, "Wear masks like Eyes Wide Shut." They can all wear the Eyes Wide Shut
Ooh.
masks.
I did think about that. Maybe because at first I thought like a ski mask, but yeah, like somebody just said, "Can I wear a ski mask?" Honestly, just wear what represents you. If it's a little Eyes Wide Shut mask, wear an Eyes Wide Shut mask. If it's a ski mask, just be yourself. That's what I want. But I just don't want to force people to have to, of course, show them.
Like what if you what if at the end when you're picking the final person, what if then you do like the Eyes Wide Shut ceremony where everybody has a mask and they all have cloaks and you're like wow and it's very basically like a very creepy ceremony for picking the and you have the weird like that weird fog thing that guy was walking around with. I don't know. Look, I'm just Chippy. I'm throwing out ideas. This is you meeting you definitely are gonna marry them too, right?
If they're worthy, I don't know. I'm not that easy.
This sounds amazing. And again, we gotta try to get a bunch of money in this thing so we could build that giant toilet.
Oh my God.
To flush
You
them
imagine if it like becomes popular enough that we can go to Hollywood and pitch it to like Bobby Lee or something like that?
Yes. And all praises due to Bobby Lee for talking about I Saw the Devil way before we did. We should just steal our movies from other podcasts.
Yeah. Did you see what I sent you? He put what is it? Tiger bomb in his butthole.
He's always doing stuff like that, right? He's always putting some like tingly like burning thing like in his private areas.
He was crying so much.
Unbelievable.
I sent Mike RM has to see this. Oh, but before you flush me, you're gonna be the host. Is that okay? You're gonna be the host. Of course.
Done. Consider it done. Let's do it.
Perfect. So, guys, I'm gonna post it on the sewers. I see that Shenanigans is posting it on the chat. Please sign up. Let's have fun. And again, like I said, if this works out,
getting a little desperate
maybe.
there.
other
Why?
ladies and gents or
No.
whatever can take part in this. Maybe we can find
many-
Daddy RM a girlfriend through this too. I don't know.
Chippy,
Unless
how
you're
many-
taken.
How many people have signed up?
So on PN's form,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like about maybe 14 or 15 people that signed up.
Ooh, whoa.
So yeah, we have like a good amount from the form, but we
Ooh.
still want more, because maybe we can make it like an episode thing, like you said, where maybe like one episode could be a certain number of people, another episode another, and just kind of have fun, or maybe one of them could be the next Toy Lorette. I don't know. We'll see.
Woo! I love it. All right, Chippy, we'll be in contact about this. We're gonna make sure that this is gonna be very romantic. Okay.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Okay.
Classic Chippy. Classic Chippy exploiting this stream for her own twisted and disgusting pervert material. Guys, I got a little bit of an announcement here, and I'll give you a little clue to what it is.
Make pee-pee. Make pee-pee.
I reached out to Professor Ricardo Wolf, and he has agreed to do an interview. I don't know why. He said yes to this, but next week there will, and this is exclusive to the stream, all these creeps who only watch the videos that I upload during the week, they're not going to know about this in advance. But Richard Wolf, Professor Richard Wolf, has agreed
Make pee-pee.
to an interview. So if anybody has in today's stream, if anybody has any questions that you think he should be asked that he hasn't been thoroughly asked, please
Make pee-pee.
on the stream. Okay? Landriel, are you there?
I am here.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi.
What up? Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, what do you got going on tonight, and what do you have for us to share with us and all these peeps listening and watching?
You know what? I actually got a letter today that was very concerning
Ooh,
in the mail.
Let's hear it.
Well, I live next to a fairground.
Oh,
And
this is
yeah.
already kind of creepy. I like it.
Yeah, kind of creepy indeed. Very creepy. And they have been renovating this fairground for like 5 years.
Okay.
And when I got the letter today, they informed me that at this amount of time, 5 years, they've been actually building a NASCAR racetrack about 200 yards from my house. And they were basically warning me that it was going to be very, very loud.
What?
Oh boy.
And yeah.
Oh,
and
boy.
that, yeah. Yeah. And that there was going to be a lot of traffic, and that there would be maybe some amount of delinquency that may come from a large crowd of people that would be near our residence, and safeguards that were going to be put in place, and that there are an active talk with my congressman about this. So I don't know.
What if it's
what do
right?
you think I should do?
What if you have to hear this all night, them practicing or something? It's like,
Yes.
You're trying to watch I Saw the Devil, and all you can hear is,
Exactly.
oh God. So you're trying to get the city officials to like end this thing, put the kibosh on this stupid crap.
Listen, I'm not a person that, moderate, political activism here and there, but I haven't been I need to call my congressman about this and get this to I need some certain assurances so I can get some sleep at night. There's a huge NASCAR event.
Oh God. Oh man. Do you want us to use the show to mobilize some kind of effort against this thing?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right. We'll get a petition going. Maybe maybe we could get Chippy involved. Maybe Chippy will go on a date with one of these with one of these Congress
sure.
with one of these local city officials if they don't do it, No, we
That
won't.
might help.
She won't go on a date with him. We'll just let him compete in the toilerette.
Right. Yes.
Yeah,
Most certainly.
Totally. Man, this sounds like a real nightmare. This is gonna lower your property values or something. Isn't that like what people get worried about?
Well, this is a rental, so maybe that'll actually be good for me in the long run.
Yeah, ask for a lower rent. Be like, look, these people racing around, killing each other in these NASCARs. I want $100 off my rent.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's like another thing. Like, what if a car crash and a tire is sent through like my window and kills me? Like, there's a lot of.
What if the ghost of those dead NASCAR racers when they wrap those things around the bleachers? What if the ghost of those dead NASCAR racers come to haunt you in your apartment?
That is something I fear.
That's a factor.
Yes,
that's a factor. I got to read really quick from Mick Ribs. Mick Ribs. This is, by the way, Landriel, do you like the McRib sandwich?
I have never actually had it before.
Will you try it and maybe come back in the next show and give us a review?
Yeah, I will. That'll be my mission.
Yes.
You've given me a quest.
I did this with somebody. I did this with somebody who was being a real snob about the McRib. They were like, "Oh, that's disgusting. I wouldn't eat that." And I was like, "Look, I'll pay for it. Let's just go. I guarantee you're going to be like, this is delicious." And that exactly happened. And they had to they had to eat it.
Well, that's that's like the thing about the McRib though. It's such like an elusive creature.
It really is. You never know when they're gonna are they gonna have it?
Right.
Is it permanent? Is this like a Shamrock Shake situation? Like, what's going on? This is, I mean, it keeps me up at night. These are the main problems. It's my Jimmy, like, it's my Jimmy Dore force the vote thing. Is like the McRib should be permanent or whatever. Like, this is what's going on. They're doing this. They're banning a McRib. This is what they're spending in tax dollars. That's me doing Jimmy Dore. All right.
Yeah,
well,
that's
Landriel, I'm really sad to hear this. I want you to keep us updated on what's going on and whether or not we can harass your local government to make them not do this NASCAR garbage. Don't they usually do those things out in the middle of nowhere? Shouldn't it be?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We have that here where I live, and it's like this, giant piece of crap in the middle of nowhere where they race cars around. But all right, and then come back with the McRib review.
I will.
All right.
Thank you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you.
Bye-bye. You know what? I get a little nervous doing the stream sometimes, and I feel like my solution is to just talk over people. Saint Shenanigans, thanks for the $5. I'm gonna Venmo you that back. And Stephen Primo. I see Stephen Primo in the YouTube comments a lot. Very good commenter. Top commenter. I am honored that Shenanigans has blessed us with such a saintly presence. Man, Shenanigans is taking over the show. Yeah, so if anybody has any suggestions, I know a few things that I would ask Ricky. Well, I just call him Rick. Hey, Rick, welcome to the show. Could you imagine? Could you imagine having that attitude with like a professor like that? Hey, Rick, thanks for coming on the show, Rick. If anybody has any questions you think I should ask Richard Wolf, please hit me up. Let's talk to a few more people, and then I'll give you my plot that I've written, that I've spent really days and weeks and months and a lifetime, basically. This plot for William Dafoe's Batman. But first, let's talk to No Warning Shots. No Warning Shots.
You are morally obligated to beat a kid in Walmart.
What up?
Beat a kid in Walmart.
What's going on? I want to, first and foremost, I want to make a big apology because
oh no.
Why?
I came on, I waited, and I came on to the end, and let me in. You were talking a little bit, but all of my audio drivers on my computer just quit. They tapped out on me, so I had to restart my rig. But I was live, and so I felt like a complete doofus
Oh.
and I ruined the show, and I want to apologize to you and the audience.
Oh.
I'm formally apologize. I'm really sorry about that.
Oh, you creep. You creep you. If you're in the running for Chippy's Toilerette, you might be kicked out on account of this. On account of this bull crap that you're pulling.
Please.
All right.
That's all I have.
All right.
I haven't slept since the incident.
Okay. All right. Well, you sound like a good person, so you get to stay.
Thank you.
What else is up? Don't worry about it. You are forgiven. What is going on? What do you got for us tonight?
I gotta say, I saw the flick the other night. I had a couple brewskis. I put on. I seen a devil.
I seen
and I gotta
devil.
say, I seen a devil.
Yep.
From the guy, the Korean fellow, one of the Vengeance flicks, not from the trilogy, but a different director, but it's a kind of a similar vibe. And I gotta say, it was solid. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'll say, it was ultra violent. It was very well shot. Some superb acting.
Oh boy, yeah. I heard that I think what we're watching is a kind of a softer cut of the movie, because I guess the Korean film whatever didn't want to release it with how violent it originally was. So I think we might be watching a watered down version of this, it's still like pretty ultra gruesome and gory.
We got to get the Snyder cut.
We got to get that Snyder cut. Yeah,
we got to petition him.
Exactly. And but I gotta say, yeah, like beautifully shot, great. I mean, the funeral scene is like so convincing. Like everybody in this movie is like amazing and like captivating and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I would say it's solid. Check it out to everyone out there if they haven't seen it. Give it a watch.
Make pee-pee.
You better watch it. You better watch it, guys. Monday Movie Club. I think I asked him to come on, but maybe Your Movie Sucks might be on next Monday to talk about
that'd
it
be cool.
too. Maybe. But well, you got anything else? No warning shots?
I'm thinking maybe, so we're talking about racetracks, and I'm thinking for the Toilerette, that could be an event. Do like a race. We could see who's the fastest.
Ooh.
And I'm thinking if I'm in it, if I make the cut, I think I got a pretty good shot. I think I'm pretty fast guy. I'm just saying.
Are you gonna do is this gonna be more like a drag race? Because I like that, because that would be like the 50s style. Like Chippy would be the girl in the middle who like drops the handkerchief, and then you like, one of you, it's a chicken run, right? Is that what they call it? Where you have to like jump out before the car crashes, and whoever jumps out first loses.
I don't know how much it would cost to insure something like that, but I can tell you, for me, I'm down for whatever. Whatever you say, I'm in.
I'm down. Hey, it's me, Greg. I'm down for whatever too, dude. I'm all day,
Come on,
dude.
Greg.
Oh God, Greg, jeez. He's got a real attitude on today's show. Did you hear all that stuff, that kind of like a borderline racist stuff he was saying about Korean movies?
Yeah, I mean, Greg's got to cool off.
He's good. Greg, you get a timeout, man.
No, you do, dude.
Oh my God. Ugh. Well, no warning shots. I'll talk to you soon.
See ya. Have a
Oh, cut him off. Sorry. I'm not even doing that on purpose. Sorry, no warning shots. You're a good guy. Who is that? CS. CS in the chat says $1,000 that I don't get on the live chat tonight, even though I've been waiting since 8:45. Since 8:45? You mean 7:45? Oh, it's 8:45 your time. CS, what's your name? What's your name in the thing? What's your name in the Discord? Let me look. I don't see you. I don't even see you, man. I don't even see you, man.
We don't even see you, bro. You gotta get in there, dude.
Greg, I got it. I got it handled, man.
I'll put the pedal on, dude.
Stop that. God. Ooh, we got a special guest. CEO of the Muscular Class.
Hello, CEO?
CEO? CEO? Oh no, your mic's not working. Hello, are you there?
Hello? Yeah,
hey,
I'm here.
What up, CEO? How are you?
Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you sounding real good.
Okay, awesome. Wait, are you RM? You don't sound like RM.
Yeah, this is him. This
Oh
is
yeah,
me.
okay. That was really weird. For a second, I feel like you were just slightly off.
You thought it was Greg? You thought it was me, Greg?
I keep trying to cut Greg's mic off, and he keeps getting back on somehow.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, weirdly enough, yes, that I am also CS. I'm not the same CS as in like the Patriot. I am the CEO of the muscular class.
But you were the one that I was just talking about in the chat.
Yeah, I had to bait you pretty hard because I've been dying to talk to you, man. I've been, it's been tough getting to chat with you, but I don't think I've talked to you since the first or second week since you've been streaming. So I'm just like, dude, I gotta chat with him. It's been way
What
too
the
long.
hell well, maybe you were having an attitude in the Discord and they perma banned you? Is that what happened?
No. I feel like you've had normally had a ton of people trying to get into your calls, and man, I don't blame them. So it's just been tough to get on, and when I do try to get in, it's normally I'm like late to begin with. So that's that's not me.
Oh, I see. Well, no, look, I'm glad you finally got on. You are the CEO of the muscular class. You've been a really. This show would not be possible without you've been a supporter for so long, and you're getting treated like absolute diarrhea. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
No, it's all good.
Okay.
Yeah, man, you put out a lot.
Oh no, did you get cut off? Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was so scared. You waited all this time. And you're like, I'm never going to get on. Then you get on and your mic stops working.
No, so I think it was like a spam caller calling me. I was like, I swear to God, if that's like what derails this conversation, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
Well, what's up before things go south? What do you got for us tonight on the program?
Hi. Well, yeah, I was going to say, well, first, right off the bat, I don't know why I'm coughing so much. Sorry, I was just eating dinner.
No, go for it.
I have had the McRib before, and I can attest, I absolutely love the McRib. I haven't had fast food in a very long time, even though I eat kind of horribly.
Mm-hmm.
But man, the McRib really hits the spot. Even I'm from Massachusetts, and it actually used to have their own like horrible thin, all the lunches at my high school were just terrible. But like the McRib, they had their favorite thing for some reason. It was.
Oh no, CEO, your thing keeps dropping out. The thing I like about the McRib is that if you it's good unless you look. It's really good unless you actually look at the meat in that thing. Because it looks like they just, literally, you can see that it's like a mold of, like they've poured into like a rubber mold of ribs. They just poured whatever goo makes the McRib, But as long as you don't look at that, it's good.
Exactly, yeah. Just don't
look.
Jeez. Yeah, just don't think about it. Not worth it.
Well,
but I feel like that's my biggest contribution tonight. To be honest, there's so many weeks prior that I feel like I have a million things to say.
Do you have any?
I feel like
Do you have any ideas for? Do you have any ideas for William Dafoe's Batman?
Ooh, any ideas? I don't know. I'm a huge William Dafoe fan, so.
Oh, then you're gonna love this movie. I think we're gonna put it together, and then we're gonna figure out how to get it into his his hands so he can make this. He can be in this movie and pay for it.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like a Batman Beyond situation where he's like retired, and we got to put a lot of muscle mass on him.
Ooh yeah.
Or not. We can just CGI in or put a muscle suit on him.
Or maybe he plays Batman, but he doesn't even wear the Batman costume. He just goes to fight crime and like in his normal clothes, like in a pair of khakis and like a black shirt or something.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone can pull it off, it's probably William Dafoe.
Oh
I wouldn't
yeah,
put that beyond me.
he's one of the greats. I just found out when I was like looking around for William Dafoe. He's making a new movie with Paul Schrader that sounds pretty good. I think it's called Card Counter, and it's like based around like some gambling stuff. Sounds actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. And speaking of movies, that was actually one of the other topics that I did want to bring up.
Let's hear it.
Because recently I came across, I don't know if you know the content creator Big Joel, but he made a video about the movie Click with Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
And
with Christopher Walken.
Yeah, it's a movie that I haven't seen since I was probably about like 15, 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Besides seeing I think it was like 2 years ago, a friend sent me a meme of like the billboard or like the poster picture of Click the movie, and it's like Adam Sandler, and his face is incredibly airbrushed, and it's like so funny. But
yeah, they make him look so on the cover for that. They make him look so smooth, and then he's got the click like in front of his face. He's like, oh yeah, But he looks incredibly smooth in all those covers.
Yeah, and it's like looking back, I just remember like the only thing I do remember from that movie is just the part where he's like dying outside of the hospital, where it's like raining. And I was like, oh, I was like incredibly sad, and I remember that actually being like a decent movie. But when they like went into an in-depth review of the movie itself, mm-hmm. I didn't realize it's a horrible movie. like it's a combination of like A Christmas Carol, A Beautiful Life, or I think that's the story where the guy jumps off the bridge, and it's another Christmas movie. It's essentially all like a bunch of those movies mixed into one, but like. The biggest issue is that like Adam Sandler learns nothing by the end of it. He's just the same like piece of shit. Like, and the comedy is horrible.
It's like those movies, It's a Wonderful Life and all that stuff they're too fancy. So we need it to be stupider. So we'll do like it with like a TV remote control and stuff like that to dumb down these prestigious, pretentious movies like It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, but it would be so easy just to have Adam Sandler be like, oh wow, maybe I shouldn't be as like this sexist pig, or like it just be like totally obnoxious or like assault children, which he does in the movie. He like that's like one of his shticks, and like I didn't realize, but it's a reoccurring film in like Adam Sandler movies where he like assaults children like under the age of 10.
Yeah,
but like I don't know, that was just like comedy at that point in time, which my teenage underdeveloped brain was like, ha, funny.
Well,
like,
remember, there's stuff in Billy Madison that would not fly today, where one of the kids is like, I dare you to grab her boobs, and then he's like, that's assault, brother. And then he's like, you double dare me? And he goes and he pretends to fall, and he grabs the teacher's boobs. And it's like,
knowing it's assault.
Yeah, knowing it's assault. He even says that that's assault, brother. And he still does it. Yeah, I feel like that movie would be, that would not fly today.
But that Chris Farley performance, oh my god.
Where he's checking all the kids for their peed pants.
Just when the kid throws a sandwich at, he's like, turns fucking bus around.
Yes.
That gets me.
I'll turn this bus around. So good.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, anyways, that's my main contribution. I'll sign off here just so there's other people that probably want to get off. But the last thing I do want to say, and this should only take a second.
All right.
I have a skill that I totally forgot about until like the other day. But if you played video games growing up, you might know the intro, like the EA Sports. It's in the game, like intro to video games. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
EA Sports. Well, anyways, it's in the game.
It's in the game.
It's in the game.
I think I can do a pretty good impression. So
I
might need like a take or two, but I'll give it a shot. I feel like, sometimes I'll just nail it, and sometimes it's tough to get really low. But all right, I'll take a second there. All right,
let's hear it.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
I feel like the timing can be pretty tough at times, but That's like all I got. That's my one and only skill.
CEO, you nailed it on the first take. Thank you, love you, and God bless you.
Love you too. All right.
Bye. EA Sports. It's in the game. It's in the game. That guy with that attitude. EA Sports. It's in the game. It's in the game. So here's my idea for Willem Dafoe's Batman. Willem Dafoe is Willem Dafoe in Willem Dafoe. No, it would be like the clumps. It would be like Willem Dafoe, and Willem Dafoe in Willem Dafoe's Batman. And the plot idea that I got so far is that, of course, he's playing both the Joker and Batman, because it's like a clump thing. By the way, they're farting all the time too, like the clumps. And they're like laughing about it, like in Nutty Professor. So we're doing that. He's doing his whole Eddie Murphy thing, and he's like hamming it up, Eddie Murphy style, in Willem Dafoe's Batman. But I think the plot is Willem Dafoe Joker. He's in Arkham Asylum, and he's doing he's causing some crap in Arkham Asylum. Willem Dafoe Batman goes into Arkham Asylum, Grant Morrison style. It's all creepy, and it looks like it's all Sandman'd out. Goes in there, and what Willem Dafoe Joker has done is he's released every Willem Dafoe character in every other movie. So like Green Goblin from Spider-Man is now running amok through Gotham City. The Lighthouse, Willem Dafoe is now running amok. His character in it from Antichrist, that Lars von Trier movie, he's running amok. His weird CGI Aquaman character is now causing problems in Gotham City. And then Bobby Peru from David Lynch's Wild at Heart, that disgusting character with the sock over his head, is they're all running amok. But they're all still doing farting sounds too, like the clumps. So that's what I got. Look, good luck adding anything to that. Yeah, it's kind of like Jack and Jill too. Did Adam Sandler play two characters in Jack and Jill? I can't remember. Dexterity?
Dexterity, you there, bro? Dexterity?
It always happens. I'm a fool.
Hey, what up, Dex?
What up, boy?
Hey, what up, boy? That's my boy right there.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's what I like.
Jeez.
That's what I like to hear.
That's what I like to hear right there. That sounds real good.
Woo!
Dexterity, how are you? What's going on? And what can you tell us?
Having a drink of water. Listen, that's my keys falling on the ground. It's all going good.
Ooh.
All right. And now I'm out of breath because I'm out of shape. All right.
You got a little winded from picking up your keys there?
Yeah. Woo.
That's okay. I do the same thing. If I have to go up like 5 steps, like literally like 5 steps, I'm like, oh God, oh Jesus. It's pretty sad.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I can relate. I had to buy kinesio tape today because I have a bad back. Oh, that's fun.
Oh,
you
got that bad back, huh?
Bad back, dude. It's not fun.
I'm Michael.
It's not cool.
Oh God, I'm so sorry about it. What'd you do? What'd you do to your? Did you throw your back out, or is it just like you're just not in the best shape?
It's like a chronic kind of thing.
Oh
yeah.
Oh
it's
God.
Not cool.
You know what you should do? Cool. Go to one of those churches where they lay hands upon you, and then they
I levitate off the
you
ground.
and you're dancing. You're dancing around. You should try that.
They levitate me off the ground like Shaq.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Like Shaquille O'Neal. Oh man.
Yeah, like Shaquille.
Have you ever seen that video?
No, they levitated Shaq?
Yeah, there was this fake video where Chris Angel levitated Shaq.
What?
Ooh.
It's great. Chef's kiss.
I think that Chris Angel, he's probably involved in some kind of a dark magic, right?
I think he's involved in maybe some QAnon magic. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, that's where it's got to come from. QAnon stuff. That's where his powers come from. Q. Q himself.
Q himself is.
You know, I want to say this.
Chris Angie.
I want to say this to all magicians out there. We know now. We know that you're getting that power from Q.
You're on my homie.
Hey, we got you. We know. We're watching you. You're not gonna get away with it anymore. My mom did say that. When I was a kid, we watched some David Blaine special where he brought a fly back to life, and you know, like there was a dead fly like in this water fountain. He picked it up and he like put it in his hand and he brought it back to life. And my mom's like pretty religious. She was like, "That's the devil. That's devil's work."
Exactly, the devil. Yeah, that's hilarious.
That's how the devil is manifesting his power is through minor magic tricks.
That's super funny. Yeah, well, I've heard stories of people, but like my mom was super religious as well, but she was like not that type of religious.
That's good. She's the more quiet type. She keeps it to herself. Okay,
it's just a different kind.
Before we go on, I gotta shout out to Steve Primo. Thank you, Steve Primo. This money is for peeing. Can you please Venmo? Yeah, that's a good way to move money around, is just to do a super chat and then I'll Venmo it to some other guy. Yeah, peeing, you get $10. Peeing, I'll give you the $10, okay? Oh boy. Well, anyway, dexterity. What else you got going? You got anything else of interest to tell us? You got something that's gonna fascinate people?
Fascinate? Maybe. I got one thing that might fascinate.
It will. He's here to fascinate, to congratulate, to debilitate, to inebriate,
to inebriate,
to alleviate.
Sorry, my lovely significant other just walked in, so I had to give her some attention.
You gotta stop screaming. She's like, "Why are you screaming? Why are you screaming into Discord?"
Walked in and looked at me like a madman.
Oh boy, you're getting a divorce. You're getting a divorce on account of this. Well, go ahead. What do you got? What do you got for us?
All right. Okay. A couple things. We got. So we were talking about the Willem Dafoe Batman. I think he should be the Willem Dafoe from the movie The Lighthouse.
Oh,
where he's like growing tentacles and such.
Oh,
yeah, that would be interesting.
We gotta work that in. That's gotta be worked in for sure. Absolutely.
And he's like standing naked with like light coming out of his eyes. That would be cool.
Ooh, maybe we could get Pattinson in there.
Dude, he's already Batman. That's what I'm saying. You know.
Good point. Good point. When is that thing going to come out? Haven't we been waiting for that Pattinson Batman to come out?
I have no idea what's going on with that. I have no idea. DC. Right. Is it DC? It's DC.
DC. More like make PP. Am I right?
Oh my God.
All right.
What have you done?
Dexterity. I will talk to you later.
All right.
Bye-bye. Lot of sketchy audio stuff today, okay? A lot of sketchy audio stuff. But look, I mean, that's my thing. Yeah, the Willem Dafoe from The Lighthouse will absolutely be in there because that goddamn Joker is going to release every one of Willem Dafoe's characters from every movie. Yes. Yes, even his character from Life Aquatic, Addison Gordon. Yes. Just him in that red beanie, making things difficult for Gotham City. Look, I mean, will this be an extremely expensive movie? You bet. You bet. Will it be a box office bomb? Who's to say? Probably. Will it be worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. Still no questions for Richard Wolff. You guys clearly just obviously don't give a crap about anything, do you? Oh my God, look at that. Somebody was asking me to talk about this. It's that Tom McDonald guy who's like some kind of a rapper. A lot of people are talking about this. And he made a song called Snowflakes, which this guy's very popular, right? He's like one of these million couple million views on YouTube, guys. But he's like the Tucker Carlson of rapping or something. If you lie, so here's the lyrics to Snowflakes. If you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. But when they lie to all of us, it's called being a politician. Oh, we got that Kanye flow, though. You think taking guns away will save our kids from the killings, but your pro-choice abortion kills way more children. Okay, just from a rhyming standpoint, killings in children is a bit of a stretch. Tom. If America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration, just saying. These really are Kanye-type raps. Don't put your lips like collagen and say something that you're going to end up apologying. I think that's the greatest contribution to rap music, actually, that line from Kanye. Okay, I feel like if I read any more of this, it's going to be like that video from The Ring where I'm going to die in a week or whatever.
We got Colin. Colin, are you there, dude?
Hey, what's up?
What up, Colin? Glad to hear from you. Hi.
Oh, God.
Hi.
Sorry about that. Greg always, like, he gets a little worked up and then he just doesn't, he can't really deliver on that energy, you know?
Yeah. Well, it was nice to see Greg. I appreciate Greg.
He's trying his best, you know?
Yeah.
He's not really putting in a lot of effort. I would say he crashes on my couch. He's putting, I would say, a negative amount of effort into.
Do I need to use my moderator powers on this guy Gregory?
Yeah, can you ban Gregory? Can you ban?
Yeah, maybe. Gregory needs a talking to, maybe.
He must have talked to you because that's another thing. He's requesting to be known as Gregory from now on.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was kind of problematic what he said earlier about Korean movies.
Oh.
I don't know. I didn't like that. That was a sick, gross kind of comment.
Yeah, we're gonna have to ban. I don't think he knows that there's a North and South Korea.
Oh man, just an ignorant guy.
He's not, you know, he's not the most educated. He's I would say willfully uneducated. Greg is. You know?
Maybe we should work on that with him. We'll give him access to some education. Maybe he'll learn something from your conversation with Dr. Wolf. Maybe he'll pick up on some stuff.
I hope so. I mean, he's already said, like, why don't you just tell him to say make pee-pee over and over. So
yeah,
that's another thing I wanted to ask. Yeah, he likes the lowbrow stuff. He likes just pure lowbrow. But Colin, I was gonna ask you, how soon in the interview can I ask Dr. Wolf about that make pee-pee clip? Or should I not bring it up at all?
That's a hard question. I guess it's up to like what the vibe of the interview is, because if he's you know, maybe more casual, it'd be okay to ask him maybe at the end. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Judging from his interactions with Destiny, maybe he's not so chill with like internet culture stuff. So maybe hold back on the pee-pee jokes with Dr. Wolf. I don't know.
And that that could throw the whole thing off. Or but you know what, like that clip, I gotta say, is like, that's a naturally funny, like, that's somebody who's not really trying that hard to be funny, and it's still like, I was not expecting that when I first watched that video, and I almost like literally I almost made pee-pee myself laughing.
Yeah, well, maybe if he was doing it intentionally, like to be funny, I guess it'd be better to ask him about it.
Oh yeah.
You could make it like a fake deep question too. You could talk about how he uses humor or something.
Now we're talking. Yeah. I gotta smuggle that question in. Okay. Yeah. You use humor. You use humor. Here's an example. You said and and I'll read this off. Make pee-pee on socialism. That's pretty good. I like that. I wouldn't have thought of that. That's a clever. I think I might actually do that, and I'll wink at the camera to you, Colin.
Yeah, give a big long wink. Yeah. Zoom in, do a little zoom effect also. That would work.
A zoom and a twinkle eye effect.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Well, Colin, what do you have for us tonight? And what of interest is going on with you in your brain and in your life?
Well, last week we talked about Eyes Wide Shut, that pervert Stanley Kubrick film.
Yep, the one that got him killed because he
killed him for that.
Took it too far.
Yeah, exposing the moon landing, that was fine, but the pervert stuff, he had to go for that.
Yep, they let him get it. Yeah, not getting away with that. The moon thing, cool. Not the secret sex societies.
And you, after we talked about had our little, you gave me a little private film essay. You recommended Paths of Glory to me.
Yeah, Paths of Glory,
World War I film.
Yeah,
I just wanted to come on the show today and say that was a great recommendation. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very good.
Intense, right? I mean, it's funny because when you read about World War I, you're like, okay, this is kind of abstract, but I think he did a really good job at like showing what the trenches were probably really like and all that stuff.
Yeah, I had done a few bits of reading and like research, I guess, about World War I, so it's something I was interested in. I think he did a great job of capturing trench life, but he also he did a great job painting just how almost like inhuman like all the officers and stuff were sending these people to die, right? Like the levels of like detachment from humanity and what's happening demonstrated by the generals is in that movie is like really sick, but like it feels very like poignant for the whole anti-war, I guess, point of the film, right?
Yeah, that movie definitely more than a lot of like and he's, I think he's made some of the best anti-war movies, if not the best. But yeah, he did a good job of showing like the sort of classism, like the sort of these really detached generals who like really don't give a shit and are complicit with all this stuff. Yeah, I think that really makes the anti-war point like sink in even more of just like, look, this whole system is like a sick thing that's going on. He did.
Yeah,
I think that's like he chose a really good story too, a good way to like approach it.
Mm-hmm. And it's very funny too, like the whole time the two like villains are like hanging around in this like Baroque castle, like
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. The fancy guys who aren't getting their hands dirty, but sending a bunch of kids to die in the trenches.
Yeah, and then like getting them killed like for quote unquote cowardice is very ironic. And
exactly. Well, Colin, you got anything else? Are you gonna watch any more of these? Are you generally a Kubrick fan? Do you have a Kubrick ranking of his movies, or what's going on?
Oh man, so that's a hard. I haven't watched all of his movies. I've been kind of getting into him. I think we said last time I was a little film larva, and you were the film worm, I think.
Like instead of bookworm, that's something I want to get into the the slang. Is it? Oh yeah, I'm a film worm instead of a bookworm.
Yeah, I think we can introduce that term into the discourse.
Yes,
we'll
please.
Start here.
Yes.
So I guess on my quest to mature into a little film worm, do you have any other recommendations? Because you hit the nail on the head with Paths of Glory. So
far you've seen Eyes Wide Shut and Paths of Glory.
I've seen Eyes Wide Shut, Paths of Glory, Barry Lyndon, The Shining, and Clockwork Orange. That's what I've seen from Mr. Kubrick.
And you really liked The Shining or Barry Lyndon?
I mean, I've liked all of them. I think my favorite was probably Barry Lyndon. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Because it's usually people have a hard time getting into Barry Lyndon because it's like it's a little bit less like, I don't know what you would call, like you have to give that one a little bit more time.
Yeah, it's kind of slow, like it's a slow burn for sure, but I think it's really beautiful, and I like appreciated like the artfulness of it, like all the music and the kind of the historical authenticity of it. I really loved. I just thought it was a very beautiful film in general. That's why I probably thought it was my favorite.
They're obviously all great. I remember I was in this film class where this teacher was like, he was kind of a younger teacher, and he was like going through all these Kubrick movies, and then he was like, and then he made Eyes Wide Shut, which is like, he got old. Like, he was like criticizing Kubrick. I was like, oh God, like, calm down. But I would say, like, I mean, they're all good. It sounds like you haven't seen 2001 yet.
I have not.
Yeah, well, you gotta. That's a great one. That's a great one.
Yeah, I've heard it's kind of like hard to like quote unquote get, I guess. So I've kind of been like, I kind of been like avoiding it, wanting to almost watch it last because, like, I just want to.
Colin,
I want to make sure I understand.
Colin, hold on a second. What was that scream in the background?
Was there did you hear the screaming noise? I don't know. I think that was my older brother doing something. I have no idea what he's up to.
Is your older brother? That was like a real, like something out of I Saw the Devil. That scream.
I don't know. I heard that. I was really hoping you didn't hear that. I was hoping my noise suppression.
You know what? In the chat, Ed made a good point. I was gonna say 2001, but Ed is right. Doctor Strangelove should probably be the next movie you watch.
Doctor Strangelove next,
because then you'll get the other side, the other vibe of a anti-war movie where it's a comedy.
Oh yeah. I've heard good things about Doctor Strangelove. I think I was gonna intend on watch that one next. Yeah.
Beautiful looking movie. It's funny. It's got everything. So what will you watch Doctor Strangelove and then come back to us?
Yeah, I'll report back to you once I watch it.
Hell yeah. All right. And you eat a McRib too? Like that other guy?
Yeah, I'll eat a McRib. Me and Andrea will go get a McRib together, and then we'll watch Doctor Strangelove. It'll be a real double feature. We'll have a great time.
All right. Will you go check on that screaming person?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I'll go do that right now.
All right. Love you, Colin. Bye.
Yeah, love you. Bye.
That's a good person right there. Now that's a good person. Solaris by Tarkovsky, yeah. And then Soderbergh remade Solaris, pretty good with what's his name, Jorge Clooney. But yeah, the original's really good because it's got those 70s vibes. That's a Soviet movie, right? I don't know. I could be wrong on that. You hit me up. Or it's a Soviet. It's like a Russian movie. Hit me up. I don't know what I'm talking about as far as Solaris. Was there some? Let's read a little bit more of a Tom McDonald's raps. If America's so terrible in race, all of the contradictions are embarrassing. You know who hates America the most? Americans. Trigger warnings used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings. I mean, obviously the content is funny, but like these Americans and seizures and feelings. He, she, his, him, hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun because everyone's. Oh man. Wow. Oh boy. He's also like, I saw a picture of that guy. He's got like if you've ever been to certain parts of Florida, like there are guys, it's basically Alien from Spring Breakers. There's like that kind of vibe. Like all guys act like that. Maoist?
Oh my god.
Hello, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, Maoist? How are you, dude?
I'm doing pretty good, RM. Having a fun time tonight. Stream working out well.
Just yeah, it seems like the technical side might be okay. I got a couple little warnings from YouTube. Hold on. What does it say? Let me see. In stream health, it says suggestion. The stream's current bitrate is higher than the recommended bitrate. Oh god. This is what I deal with.
I've had that happen when I do streams. It's at some point I just turned it down to like a little bit lower than I'd normally like, and that seemed to do the trick for now. But really, I just need better internet at the end of the day.
Is the stream lagging?
I'm watching it right now. There was like a little period where there was like a teensy bit of a hiccup, but like it's fine. It's running perfectly fine right now.
Oh,
it's good.
Sweet,
you're good.
Sweet Jesus. Oh, sweet.
You're so good. You're so good.
Everybody watching this, please put in the thing. Is it still working? Because I never really know.
I'm watching it right now. It's good.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Well, Maoist? What's going on? Thank you for talking to me. What's going on?
You're welcome. It's an honor.
Are you a Maoist?
No. Okay. I generally go online by Moshe, the last part of my name, but due to a meme that occurred in the Discord server, I am now Maoist Dogmado Moshe. So it's as far as what we want to talk about, I mean, so like I could give you some of the deets on Tom McDonald. I could give you some movie stuff, or I could just talk about personal stuff, or maybe all of them. It's dealer's choice.
Let's start with the movie stuff.
Okay, so movie stuff. So first off, I was overjoyed to hear you say that you had recommended Paths of Glory. Just gonna say some quick things on that, so I don't bog down the chat. I've been to the palace where about half of that is filmed. It's just outside of the city of Munich, and it's almost entirely intact because a lot of the palaces around that neck of the woods in Europe were destroyed at one point or another. But that one's entirely intact. It is beautiful. Also, I think an interesting part is that the film kind of focuses a lot on the French story of World War I. Because they had their own like very specific issues when it came to mutinies. There were a lot of mutinies in the French army, and they suffered a huge amount of casualties relative to the size of their military, to the point that like halfway through the war they started allowing 16-year-olds to sign in. It's just wild. I mean, I think the film was like banned in France for a while. It might still be.
I remember hearing about that. Yeah, I remember hearing.
Yeah, because like that was a big problem. That whole relationship with the officers and the men and how they dealt with deserters was particularly brutal. I mean, a lot of different nations had their own issues with that, but like France had a very special relationship with it. Also, just want to quickly say on the subject of Kubrick, Barry Lyndon, easily my favorite of his films.
Ooh,
like it's a cinematographic. I'm not saying that word right. Just masterpiece in every sense. I think it really is Kubrick at his best. Pioneering technical stuff with the natural light. A good mix of seriousness and comedy. Like there's some parts of that film that are surprisingly funny, but still manages to not seem like a cheap knockoff where the humor feels like it fits into the era, And I'm a sucker for long movies, so I mean, for me that's a plus. A lot of people don't like that, and I totally understand, and that's very valid. But I like a long movie, so
yeah,
it does it well.
Yeah, he's he makes it. He's a good enough director, and his films are always good enough where it's like, yeah, go ahead. Take your time. You keep going.
It fits, and the entire time with Barry Lyndon, because some long movies just definitely feel longer, but Barry Lyndon, like every second is suspenseful, every second is meaningful. So
All right. Yeah, totally. And the point you were making about the sort of controversy with Paths of Glory. Hey, he also made Lolita. You know what I mean? It's like,
oh yeah, he did that. That's one of the only Kubrick films I haven't seen. I haven't seen Spartacus, I haven't seen Lolita, and I haven't seen Eyes Wide Shut.
Well,
those are the only ones I haven't seen.
Lolita's great. I mean, of course they're all great. I think The Killing was before Lolita, and that one's, I mean, it's awesome. It's like an awesome film noir type of thing.
I also haven't seen that one. I'll put that on the list too, because I do like Kubrick.
Oh god, yeah. Oh god, did you watch that Kubrick's Boxes thing? I put that in the. If anybody wants to watch that, it's in the Reddit. You can get a. John Ronson did that documentary, by the way. The guy who.
Oh, cool! I will.
Yeah,
I'll check that out. Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah.
Well, Maoist, give us one more quick thing, and then I'll give you the.
Okay. The flesh. Okay. One more quick thing. You want me to spill some beans on Tom McDonald, or do you want a quick personal? What's going on the personal side of things?
Let's hear this McDonald stuff.
Okay, so a couple quick things to rattle off. Number one, he's Canadian, so he's literally doing the Steven Crowder thing, but for rap. I shit you not.
I love that.
Second thing,
it's such a template. It's like a template grift now. Being Canadian and like being a Canadian American right winger is just like you could just slip right in there with that now.
Yeah. Second thing, he was really like a no-name. Then he released this song called White Boy, which was about like, you can't call me racist just because I'm white, and all of these like kind of a straw man arguments about like, I'm not racist, but the SJWs annoy me. And then that got viral, and so he's made like 3 or 4 other songs. This is like the most recent one that go viral, and it's the same stuff. It's basically all pandering stuff, and it really is that template. Once he figured out how to make the goal, that's just what he does now. That's just what he does.
It's funny. It's funny how much like honestly, even with my little YouTube channel, like I really like it's a struggle because there's other stuff that I want to talk about, but I know it's not going to get as many views, and YouTube is going to like frown on me for it. And you really start to you really start to become a little robot. You know what I mean? And like, I mean, look, I love that. In like, look at like Tim Pool's content. Like I
try not to. I try my best not to.
It's so easy. And it gets so much attention. I mean, even Crowder is a good example. He gets just a couple days gets 1 million views, and it's it's basically like zero effort. Like I kind of I get it. It's incentivized.
Well, yeah, and whether it's from the people who support that message or people who are critiquing it. I mean, like, part of why Tom McDonald's so well known is that when his first song White Boy came out, Fantano did a cringing with video on him,
right?
And that, like, it made sure that a lot of us realized what the grift was and what he was doing. But also, unfortunately, attention is attention.
Yeah. Somebody, I can't remember who was making that point. I think it was like the people on TrueAnon were talking about this. Oh no, it was the guy from All Gas No Brakes. Was on TrueAnon, and he was talking about like attention now is like that's everything. Like getting attention means like having a career and making money and all this stuff. So people will do fucking anything to get attention.
Any publicity is bad publicity, except translated to the YouTube age, sort of.
Exactly. It's totally that whole thing. That thing that I don't know if P.T. Barnum said that or it was attributed to him, but it's that. It's that taken to like the extreme is like all you have to do whatever it takes to get the attention, and then you convert that into cash. It's pretty crazy. Who knows where this is going to come from? I would really recommend that listening to that interview too. He's talking about sort of people.
Which interview is it again? Who is it?
It's All Gas No Brakes being interviewed by
All Gas No Brakes TrueAnon.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep that on the back burner.
I will.
I gotta go. I won't take up any more of your time.
Maoist, love you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Love you too. Flush me.
Perfect call. Perfect chat. There he goes. Gets flushed. That's him going down the toilet. McRibs. Oh, here we go. Now people are using the super chats just to transfer money. I think it's like a money laundering thing they're doing in there. Redolent thought. You should be yourself in the interview. Soundboards, etc. There are 1,000 Wolf interviews. That's a good point. I'll just play flushing toilets. Now. Bye-bye over him while he's like making some point about like World War II and FDR and all this stuff. He's like, and then FDR said, bye-bye. Chomp. Shenanigans watched Color Me Kubrick. And Shenanigans says it was great. I love that movie. That's my favorite. Why do I always blank on his name? John Malkovich. That's my favorite Malkovich movie by far. What about Being John Malkovich? Better. It's better than that. Color Me Kubrick. Anybody hasn't seen it, go watch it. Like, honestly, the movie that you should first watch is I Seen the Devil. Okay? Remember Greg said all that racist stuff about it?
I didn't know, dude. I was, it's like Tom McDonald says, all these snowflakes, they need to go and make cakes.
No, I don't know about that, man. Ask a K-film fan. I recommend, quote, The Man from Nowhere, Mother, The Good, the Bad, and the Weird, and the Vengeance trilogy. Yeah, we gotta watch the Vengeance trilogy for show. Squid for Hire, thank you for the $1. Squid for Hire and Stephen Primo are doing like a strip club style. They're just donating like a massive amount of ones. I like that. Thank you. Head for Hydra, are you there?
Hey, Head, what's up? Head?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up? It's time for the Greg Show. Greg, my name's Greg, and, I like to, when I'm not watching the JRE and all that stuff, I like to, I'm on Tinder and all that.
Okay, God. Ugh. He's got to work on his material, this guy. Head for Hydra, how are you? Sorry to derail things so soon, so quickly.
Oh, I enjoy it. Keeps me on my toes.
Oh yeah. What's going on? What's going on, Head? How's it going? What's going on with you? And what do you got to tell us tonight?
What was it, Monday night's stream, you spoke about the Harmony Korrinverse idea.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
I'm not ever gonna let that go. Like, I definitely want to see a Batman movie where the first 15 minutes is Batman's Bruce Wayne childhood. Just like, oh, why is he stringing up bats and just whipping them with switches? It's like, usually I like Batman movies, but this, oh, he's getting a nail gun now. Cool. We should leave.
He's like,
I definitely need that to happen.
He's riding around like Batman is a kid. He's riding around on his bike and he has like no shirt and he has sneakers, but he has like the bat ears on. Maybe. I bet he would, and he would put like maybe he would put. I feel like Tom McDonald might make a Harmony Korine appearance at some point, but maybe he would. It would be like Mark Gonzalez would be Batman or something. That would be good. That would be good.
I definitely like this idea.
Well, I would like to see that. I would also like to see Harmony Korine do like a Thor movie. You know what I mean? Like something that's like it's more for the people who really, really like the Marvel universe, and for just Harmony Korine to be in there doing it. And they're just like, well, what is this?
Why are all the shots so wide? Why is Thor so far away? They're just dropping the whole God thing completely? Oh, okay.
Gucci Mane would be in it. That'd be pretty tight. Well, yeah, I mean, we got to get this stuff into these people's hands. If anybody out there, a lot of the people who watch this they're what we call showbiz people. And I need you guys to reach out to Harmony and reach out to William Dafoe and get them on the... I mean, look, the stuff that they're making nowadays is... You can agree with this, Head for Hydra. They're just pumping out a lot of garbage. Just sewer water, these movies, right?
Sewer water might be a compliment, I think.
So they should be thanking us.
Yes.
I think so. All right. Well, Head, do you have anything else to tell us, or should I say bye-bye?
I was curious. We talked about P.T. Anderson like months ago.
P.T.
And I was curious if you had like a top three.
Top three P.T. Okay, let's
because
see.
there is a correct answer for number one. Anyway,
there's a correct answer for number one, huh?
Yep.
What would be the correct P.T. number one? Would it be? I'm guessing you're gonna say Boogie Nights.
No.
Are you gonna say There Will Be Blood?
Yeah,
that's
the one. It's my favorite movie generally.
That's your that's a great one. So maybe like I would say for my top three, I might put Hard 8 in there just because like I love oh god, I can never remember that guy's name, the older guy who was in Seinfeld. He played a detective in Seinfeld. Stuart Baker. Is his name Stuart Baker? Baker Hall or something? What's that guy's name? I forgot.
I do think it is a 3-person name.
It's something Baker Hall. Somebody look it up. But anyway, I love that guy, and John C. Reilly's in it too. So I would put that one up there. There Will Be Blood would definitely be up there. But what would be the third one in that top 3? What would be the third? I mean, yeah, maybe Boogie Nights. Let me think about this. I gotta think about this head for Hydra.
Absolutely.
But thank you, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye-bye. What's the third? Let's look through. I know, we gotta do it. Paul Tomas. I think he goes by Tomas now. He's trying to put a little, he's trying to put a little bit of flavor into his shit, I honestly could not make it through the Phantom Thread, so that's the one's definitely not going up there. Oh, Inherent Vice. Inherent Vice, that's easily the third. I love that movie. Okay? Bye-bye, and I will see you later. And let's talk to... What? Kolskoya? Kolskoya? Oh, The Master. Yeah, The Master's good too, so we go for Philip Baker Hall. Of course.
Beat a kid in Walmart.
Hello?
Hey, Kolskoya. Am I saying
your name right, dude? It's me, Greg.
Oh man, don't even get me started. It's complicated. It's my old DJ name.
Oh, what kind of DJ music were you doing?
Psytrance. Don't even get me started on that. Like Burning Man music.
Okay. Dance music.
Yeah.
Did you get the crowd pumped up?
I hope so.
What do you think about Shaq as a DJ? You think he's a decent DJ?
I don't know.
Well, what?
Sorry,
That's okay.
It's 4:30 in the morning around here. I
Oh,
finally
God.
got to watch your live stream, and yeah,
Oh,
I'm pretty tired. I'm sorry, but
No.
I'm
You're
trying
for that hour. You're doing really good. What do you got for us tonight or in the early morning?
just basic Germany stuff. We have basically had a lockdown since March last year.
Oof.
And since then, no parties. And yeah, I just in the month the lockdown started, I finished my apprenticeship as an event technician, and since that I don't have a job. So yeah,
So
that's
you're
my situation
you're
since
you're
2 years.
you're looking for a job. Would you be a full-time? Do you want to be a full-time DJ?
Oh God, no.
Does being a DJ suck? Because a lot of people seem to think that it's like would be a fun, cool job, or you're saying it's kind of not what it looks like.
No, all the worst stereotypes are true, and the good ones are blatant lies.
All right. Have you seen those videos of that guy who rides around on his bike playing drum and bass music? He's got like like turntables attached to his bike. Have you seen that?
Not yet.
Well, there
should
you
bring
go.
that up on-
Instead of going to sleep, go watch that.
I wanted to ask you, what is up with Greg? How can he still get this much of a platform? I mean, basically like all the time with those guys.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's a lot of people have emailed me that. They're like, "Why are you platforming this guy with his disgusting views of the world?" And the thing is, like, I keep trying to cut off because he has this mic. It's like a cable that goes all the way into like the couch where he sleeps, and he just figures out a way to patch in even when I disconnect it. So, I mean, he's gonna get us both canceled, right?
I think so.
And he loves Tom McDonald. I'll say that. That's how I found out about that guy.
Yeah, you just brought him into my attention span, and I'm not happy about that.
Well, that's what we got going on. That's what we got going on over here in the States. Tom McDonald.
Yeah, Canadians ruining everything.
Well, hey, thanks for you go get some sleep. Go get sleepy.
Yeah. All right.
Come back soon. Well, maybe I'll try to do an earlier show so you don't have to stay up all night, okay?
Yeah, maybe I have something better to say then.
Love you, Cole.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, man, staying up till 4 in the morning just to talk to this fool? Yeah, right.
Yeah, right, dude. I wouldn't stay up. I wouldn't stay up an extra 10 minutes to talk to you, dude.
Shut up, man.
Nah, dude. Why don't you come make me? Why don't you come make me, bro?
No. Ugh. Do you want to get kicked out? You don't have any place to live.
I can live wherever I want. I just don't want to. Just don't feel like it.
Oh my god. RM interviewing. Thank you, Redolent Thought. Oh wait, Jane, $5. Can you Venmo this to Greg? Let's just all Venmo each other 5s and 10s, and then no one ever keeps it. RM interviewing Dr. Wolf and just asking about socialism would be like a Defoe Batman starting with the Wayne family getting gunned down with 0 Defoeisms. Exactly. Actually, I think that's what I'm going to talk to Richard Wolf about if this interview stays, if it stands. He said yes, and his assistant said yes, that he's doing it and it's scheduled. But I have a feeling I'm worried it might fall through. But I'll just ask him stuff like, hey, what do you think, Professor? What do you think if Willem Dafoe, or as he's known, William? What if you think he was in a Batman movie and it was just him, plays all the characters? What do you think, Professor Richard Wolf? Also, do you think Harmony Korine will ever direct a Thor movie? I'll just ask him all questions like that. And he's like, who, where am I? What is this? Jungle Jade.
Jungle Jade.
I had to get my microphone set.
Hey, hey, Jungle.
Hello.
Jungle Jade. Did you hear that guy who I was talking to him, and then that guy sounded like he was getting murdered in the background? Did you hear that?
A little bit. I heard talking to him. I didn't hear the the murder, but I believe it.
He was like, oh yeah, I should watch 2001. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. And then just, it was crazy. It was really weird. It sounded like something from a movie or something. But he's like, I don't know. I think that came from my house. Very, very odd. I hope everything's okay in that guy's home.
Very strong objection to the film.
Yeah, exactly. He's like Barry Lyndon is my favorite Kubrick movie.
No, it's Dr. Strangelove.
That's what I heard. Well, Jungle Jade, what's going on with you? And what do you have for us tonight on the program?
Well, I don't know if I have what I can dig up from my psyche to offer you and our lovely community for these treats of knowledge and
beauty,
socializing, and yes, I do love listening to the film talks. They are, as someone who doesn't consume a lot of films or even a lot of media in general, but I kind of outside of this YouTube's. So one of my favorite genres of these YouTubes, and I guess this could apply to movies too, is the movies about movies genre, or just film documentaries.
Ooh, what's the best movie about a movie, or movie about movie, movie about movie making? I guess.
Mank
I would say Mank was pretty okay for that, for a recent movie. That was pretty good.
I think I remember that. Yes, of course.
Why?
Of course, my when I hear a new movie, my instinct, which I've done about 10 times in this live stream, is to read it up on Wikipedia. This is especially good for those movies I might be a little too scared to watch. I might be a little too baby.
Let's see. I'm gonna read some movies about making movies. We got there's that one about her. Actually, this is probably the best one. Is Burden of Dreams that follows Herzog around, but that's a documentary. Barton Fink, of course, adaptation, The Disaster Art. Bowfinger is on here. Yes, definitely Bowfinger. Tropic Thunder, Hail Caesar. The Player is a really good movie.
I've definitely seen Tropic Thunder. I saw that.
That's
of course that was.
That's a good.
It is a pretty. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. I do like. Yeah, it definitely has. Yeah.
It's goofy. It's silly.
It's very like. Kind of self-aware. It's kind of like how you describe Nicolas Cage in that, like, the acting is his acting reveals that acting is fake. But
Exactly.
Tropic Thunder is like that, but in the film narrative form. It's about how the movies are fake, basically,
Exactly.
and it is. But
it's a little goof on Hollywood and stuff. I would say also. Maybe, it would probably be the top movie about making movies would either be, what was the first one? Would either be...
I said Burden of Dreams?
It would either be Burden of Dreams is a more serious one. I would say Ed Wood. Ed Wood would be the other one for the top spot. Because Ed Wood, I would say, is by far my favorite Tim Burton movie.
I'll have to check that one out because that does. I mean, Ed Wood is a very fascinating. Just a very fascinating figure. He really
very interesting person. Very interesting person and character. Human character.
Yeah, icon. Honestly,
icon like Jaden Smith or Willow. Well. Jungle Jade, you got anything else to tell us, or should I give you the flusheroonie? Somebody says 9.5. 8.5 is a great movie about making movies too. We got to go with the.
8.5. That's the. Oh wait, I'm thinking about. Maybe this makes up a different one.
That's a Federico Fellini movie. So in Sunset Boulevard.
Yes. Okay. So all right, some of these down.
Will you watch some of these, Jungle Jade? Any that you haven't seen and report back?
Could be. Yeah, I might look around. I mean, I've got I got a good okay setup here for watching the film because I mean my computer monitor is a TV.
Yes.
And I'm just sitting in front of this like whatever inch TV, like 40 something. It's like as wide as my desk. So probably not great for my eyes, but so maybe sitting back and watching something from a distance will help me out. Even like I hardly even full screen YouTube videos.
Whoa!
I always got them in like the smallest window or having the mini player so I can still scroll through because I have the attention span of I don't know a mosquito eater.
All right, we'll try to sit through some of those movies. Try to sit through whatever. Maybe not Burden of Dreams might be a little bit slow, but it's definitely some funny Herzog quotes from that bad boy.
Yeah, we'll keep that on the. Yeah, that'll be like kind of near the end, so I'm gonna write down.
All right, Jungle Jade. I'm gonna have to flush you, but I will talk to you later. Bye, Jungle Jade. Gotta love Jungle Jade though. But definitely, yeah. I'm gonna go Ed Wood. I'm gonna go Ed Wood on that, and then maybe 8.5, and then probably further down the list, Burden of Dreams. But Burden of Dreams definitely gets that whole lunatic who's obsessed with a thing and is gonna, maybe kill themselves. Kill themselves trying to finish that movie. Living in Oblivion, yes, that's a classic. Buscemi. Playtime by Jacques Tati. You know what? I gotta be honest. Playtime by Jacques Tati, the look of it is very interesting. And there's just the idea of a movie where it's like all these things going on and it never really kind of like focuses in on anybody is cool. But for some reason, that movie never really clicks with me. Playtime by Jacques Tati. If I'm going to go that direction, I'm more of a good, not to show off, but I'm a little bit more of a Godard boy. Let's take a look at this shit right here, bro. Squid for Hire, thank you for the $1. Flexing on the proles. Oh, you flexing on the proles?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
Hey, it's me, Reverse Greg.
Oh my God, what is that?
Hi. I'm a new character on the show. My name's Reverse Greg.
Okay, so like your voice goes higher, so you're Reverse Greg?
Yeah. I'll admit it's not the most thoughtful character in the world, but it is what it is.
Oh God, man, this show really needs some work.
That's good. It's perfect. This is a perfect character. And unlike Greg, I am not going to say things that get people canceled. I say things that get people uncanceled.
Oh God, that's not even funny. Stop the steal. Crowder told me the election was stolen. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. I'm not allowed to say it on YouTube, I think, because they'll cancel us. They'll cancel us from telling the truth. Ask Professor Wolf about Palestine. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. He never really talks about that. Gonna write it down. Somebody else said to ask David because David Paxton was a student of Richard Wolff, and somebody was like, ask Professor Wolf if he was still a pervert when Professor Wolf was teaching Paxton. G.I. Joker?
Hello? Are you there?
Oh, hey, what's up? RM.
What's up? Hi, how are you?
Oh, God.
Compton.
Ugh. G.I. Joker, what's going on with you?
Oh, it's so crazy. I'm maybe a little bit behind, so it's weird hearing myself talk in your stream and vice versa.
Is the stream not working? Be honest.
No. It's working beautifully. Listen, sir. Listen. You look like an angel, a curly-haired, maybe a little bit of gray fox angel. All right.
Oh yeah. I do not take good care of myself, and I'm aging rapidly.
Listen, I'm 23. I already have a lot of gray hair.
Okay, good.
It's just a genetic thing. I'll have thick hair. I'll be thick hair, but it'll be gray. I'll be a silver fox at like 25.
Do people find that attractive, like a little bit of gray hair? Probably, right? They're like, oh, I
think so.
He's a senior. He's an attractive
or maybe they think
older man.
Maybe they think like your social security is attractive.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. No, it's really interesting. And I love talking about movies and stuff. I'm so movie illiterate. I like to think I'm good at it, but I'm like good with the mainstream shit, not the the mainstream stuff.
Clean up that language.
Oh man, I might be flushed here soon. But last time we talked, we played. I was trying to help you get some content.
Ooh.
Trying to get your show going. Remember, we played Grifter Gold.
Oh yeah, Grifter Gold. Right.
Yeah, Grifter Gold. Yeah, and we had some big hits last time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now on a website called aaespeakers.com.
Okay.
It's basically if I want to book a conservative speaker or just a speaker in general.
Mm-hmm. You get Benny Pepino. What can you do it for your birthday?
Yeah, exactly. I can have a live speaking fee or virtual speaking fee. His virtual shit is his virtual stuff is the same as his live speaking fee. So I don't know how accurate this is, but can you imagine paying, let's say, like $50,000 to $100,000 to have Ben Shapiro speak at your live or virtual event?
Oh, you think I could get him on this channel?
I don't know. I mean, we got to do a GoFundMe, right?
Oh Yes.
I mean, you're Gray Fox. I know you got some social security, but I don't think we got that much going on, do we?
No, we would definitely have to go to a GoFundMe because I'm sure that he's gonna charge us an arm and a leg to come on this show.
Well, he doesn't do any research. I mean, he went right on to BBC and just like called what's his face, Andrew Neil, a liberal commie leftist. So what makes you think he's going to do any research on this? He's going to call you a liberal commie leftist, and you're going to be like, "You're dang right."
Well, also like no, but if he comes on this show, it's going to be exactly what's going to go on with Richard Wolff. I'm just going to ask him about William Dafoe and whether or not Werner Herzog should do an Iron Man movie like that. It's going to be all stuff that he has no idea what's going on. Do you think Ben Shapiro has ever like listened to music or watched a movie besides like Star Wars?
No.
No. It's
maybe. Well, I take it back. I think he's watched Indiana Jones, but when the parts where like any bit of a woman is exposed or like innuendo is suggested, he has his wife put her hands over his ears, which I feel so bad for her because that's time away from her boyfriend.
Oh man, you're toasting Shapiro. Consider yourself toasted.
I guess so. So I was going to play a little bit of Grifter Gold, and then I had a suggestion at the end for you.
Let's hear it.
For your community.
Yes, please.
So a little bit of Grifter Gold. You ready? I'm pulling out of the bag, pulling out an oldie but a goodie. All right. He hasn't really done much in a while. It says his virtual speaking fee is $20,000 as the base minimum. That's crazy.
Ooh, those are Geordie prices.
I know, right? It's crazy. Ben Stein, Grifter Gold.
Ben Stein, Grifter Gold. That's an absolute grift. Because he did he did that win Ben Stein's money thing. I think that he will literally like do anything just to like not have a real job. That guy. So grift. I'll go hard grift on that guy.
Hard grift. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got a hard one. I don't want to disrespect the troops. Good thing I didn't call in last week. But how about General Colin Powell?
Colin Powell.
Yeah.
You know what? That like you would imagine that guy's like a true believer, or during the Bush administration, like he was
yeah.
Like he was a true believer, sort of. But no, we got to go grift because he got in on the whole Iraq thing. So he's a big time grifter.
Big time grifter. All right. So far, last time
he did the ultimate grift, which was selling the Iraq War. So we got to go grift on him.
Okay, I don't blame you on that. It's very interesting your test results on this. I'm marking your test results. Last time you said everybody was gold. Now you're saying everybody's a grifter. I wonder what has changed. Have you tried a new supplemental diet or something different?
I think that might be that. I've been taking beta blockers, so I think
beta blockers.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to take lambda blockers.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I got another name for you, and then we're gonna move over to the other thing because you want to flush me. You want to put me down that toilet. Maybe put a plunger to it. You know what I'm saying?
Go for it.
Last question for Grifter Gold. She's most famous for do you know who my daddy is? Meghan McCain. Grifter Gold.
Meghan McCain.
Also, she has the second highest amount to speak virtually and live, with Ben Shapiro as $50,000 to $100,000.
$50,000 to $100,000 to get Meghan McCain at your birthday party?
To be fair, Steven Crowder down here's virtual speaking fee is please contact him. So I'm assuming it's like stupid high.
I think Meghan McCain kind of believes this crap, right?
I think so. I genuinely don't think you can like look at Whoopi Goldberg in the face and then just be like, yeah, BLM sucks. Like without being like brainwashed.
Yeah, let's go gold. She's a true believer, I think.
Yeah.
Like
I think so too.
She's like no offense to Meghan McCain, but she's dumb enough to like buy all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, big time. I mean, she I don't know what's going on in her brain.
She probably she's like totally agreeing with all the Tom McDonald lyrics. She's like, man, finally somebody's putting this into rap music.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. My grandmother watches her. She's like, she's the only good one on that channel. She's the only good one. What is that? The not the Voice. Oh my god, I'm so dumb.
The View.
The View. She's like, she's the only good one on the View. Only one taking it to him.
What's
Taking
going
it
on?
to that whoopee.
What's with old, because I know older people like that. What's with older people? Like, what's going on with them? Or older Americans? Why are they so into that stuff?
You see, they in their minds fought and killed the Nazis only to turn into them. It's really wild.
Oh boy.
So it's really weird. It's my grandfather. I have two grandfathers. One's passed, but one of them, huge Fox News, Rush Limbaugh fanatic. That's the one who's dead. The current one I have, that's still alive. He is a Democrat, and which is so screwy because I live in the South. Is he was part of that whole like Great Switch kind of thing, but he just missed out on it. So like he is a Southern Democrat.
Like he was
still...
so he was like a what do you call it? Like the oh god, I can't remember the name. But basically
the
like
Southern strategy. The Southern strategy.
Right. Like so he was like a New Deal coalition guy, and then like the Southern strategy worked on him, basically.
Yeah, so he's still a Democrat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's still a Democrat, and like every now and then, like he'll say something like kind of just like completely off. You're like, oh, and then he'll just go like, but he's like, yeah, but I like BLM. They're good. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, so he's like he hasn't totally like because a lot of it's probably just like a lot of old people turn into just crab apples as they age.
Yeah. Oh, he's sweet as I can be.
There you go. That's what differentiates the whole thing. It's either you turn into an old crab apple, an angry old crab apple, watching, whatever, Tucker Carlson all day, or you just become a sweet old person who everybody likes.
And the thing that's so crazy is like my dad is super Republican and stuff like that. He's like very whatever when it comes to like race. Like he's like, I like black people. I have black friends, but I don't like race mixing.
I like black people.
I don't like my daughter dating a black man. That kind of thing. And it's so crazy because like he was like in that generation down in the South where like you would have a black nanny take care of you, like your kids and stuff like that. And he was raised by a black nanny. So it's just so weird to me that he just like still has that like kind of stigmatism.
Really doesn't.
That kind of thing.
Really doesn't make sense. All right.
Not at all.
G.I. Joker, right, this is a lot to think about.
I got one last thing for you.
Oh, go.
I got one last thing to throw at you. All right.
Hit it.
There's a game. We were talking about games last time, I think, as well. And what game you should play with your community or stream with your community or something like that. Yes. I found a game that's so dead that you will potentially bring life back to it.
Oh boy, okay.
And it's got servers that are open. We could populate them. We can run around and play with you and stuff like that.
Yes.
It's called Sub Rosa. SUBROSA. Do you mind if I DM it to you real quick?
Send it over.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a video of it if I can freaking learn how to use Discord because I'm a boomer myself too.
And this is like a multiplayer thing, or what's the deal?
This is a multiplayer game. Yes, big multiplayer game.
All right.
What I just sent you is the round-based version of it. That's a trailer for it. I think it's one of the best trailers for it, in my opinion.
All right, I'm gonna watch it, and hopefully I'll become a game streamer, maybe just for this game.
Just for this game, because it's so dead, nobody really plays it. And
we
can take over.
Does this game suck or it's good?
Oh my god, it's so fun. Okay, so like let me lay it out for your community real quick. It's basically Reservoir Dogs mixed with like Pulp Fiction, but the video game. You want to like get discs, make deals, try and trade money for things. You got guns, you got cars, you got a big city that you can drive around in and stuff like that. You got phones, you can shit talk the other people on the other team or try and make a deal. It's so fun. We'll have a good time.
All right, I'm gonna check it out, and I will talk to you later. Good. That's a good person right there with a good suggestion.
I wish that I could have a game where you could like be Tom McDonald. You could be like doing his raps. It would be like Guitar Hero, but for rapping.
What are you talking about, man? If you're gonna say stupid things, at least make it funny. Richard Nixon, if he was good at football, please. Are you there?
It's like a wide-winged dove.
And a song I like to singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hello. Ooh.
Hello.
Ooh. What's
that
up?
Was that was my rendition for after my presidency when I was Richie Nix in the 80s.
Oh, hell yeah. When you got cool.
Yeah. I was always cool, unlike Dork Nixon, but
oh yeah, right. You're so just to remind everybody, you're the like alternate reality Richard Nixon who's cool.
I was good at football.
If you were good at football too.
What's
the group that he was in again that he started? It was called like the All Bulgarians or something. I can't remember. But he started his own. He started his own fraternity that sucked, I think.
I know he was in like the Bohemian Grove thing, that like rich people in the Redwoods club, but I don't know about anything else.
Their little pervert club that they started.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, what
do you got?
All right. I've got a big thing for the ideas for the Willem Dafoe Batman movie.
Oh, finally. I mean, I was like, please, for the love of his sweet Jesus Christ, somebody please talk about this. And finally, I feel like I could count on you for this. So please hit us up.
Yeah, like the one stream that you dedicate to it, nobody wants to talk about.
Nobody gives a crap. This is the thing I try to direct the show a little bit, and people are like, nope, we'll talk about what we want to talk about. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So are you familiar with like A Scanner's Darkly?
Yeah.
All right. It's going to be like that.
Okay.
Where Willem Dafoe's Batman and Joker are the same Willem, but it's like a split personality thing.
Okay, that's pretty good. I like that. So they're the same person, but it's like it's like in the character's head.
Yes. And it's like I just missed him again. Why can't I ever get to him? And it's because it's the same Willem.
It's the same Willem. Ooh, really good. Okay, I'm putting this down. I like that. Maybe that could be like an M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end, where it turns out that all of those Willems are just him in his head. What do you think of that?
Yeah, and then he's in a straight jacket.
Hey, can you still play Parappa the Rapper? Adored Pariah is mentioning Parappa the Rapper in the chat. Is there a way I could get like a mod for that or something? What is that called? Where you could play the games on your computer? Whatever.
An emulator.
Emulator. Do you think I could get an emulator for Parappa the Rapper?
I mean, there's one for everything. You just gotta be willing to dig.
Oh, okay.
Most emulators are kind of easy to find if it's not a Nintendo game, because Nintendo, for some reason, hates people playing games they don't want to sell anymore.
Oh, what's their problem?
They're Nintendo and they can't make money off it, so they're like, we don't want you to have it.
Oh, Nintendo's got to squeeze every dime out of these people, right?
Pretty much.
Oh.
But all right, my other idea, if we're going with like the Willem's crazy.
Do you mind if because what I'm thinking right now is that the Scanner Darkly multi-personality thing, I want to work that into all his movie characters, including like Antichrist and all that stuff. When they're released into Gotham, it turns out that this is pretty much all going on in Willem Dafoe's head. So that's where I'm going right now, and I think that this is a great contribution that you made. I think you really picked up the slack for these, honestly, pukes in the disc. Oh, I played the wrong one. These pukes who are not helping build this cinematic world that we're weaving, this tapestry. So sorry.
This muscular universe.
Yes, and I got to give a shout out really quick to Christopher M. The Orthogonian Society is the stupid thing that boring Richard Nixon started. So sorry.
Okay, that's why it doesn't make any sense, because nobody knows what an orthogon is. I made the Octagon Society.
Yeah, like it's MMA.
Sort of like that, but you just like fight each other with like octagon themed weapons.
Oh, so that would be really cool. You're in an octagon, like in MMA, and you can throw octagon shaped things at each other. And Richard Nixon started that club. The alternate
Yes.
Richard Nixon. I like that.
All right. The one quote that like I think just has to be in the movie is Joker Willem saying, "God sends his silliest battles to his funniest clowns."
I'm writing it down. Silliest battles to his funniest clowns. All right. I honestly, this movie is basically written, right?
Yeah, it's
All
a
right.
wrap.
Do you have any ideas of how to get this thing into William's hands?
I feel like we got to be as chaotic with it as possible. Like run into him at a restaurant and like completely overhaul his day, or
Oh
like
my
overthrow
God.
his day.
Yes, yes. The entire muscular class will just go to whatever, he's in LA and we'll just keep running into him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the new mission of the Octagon Society.
If Richard Nixon were good at football, you're always a great call and a great person to talk to. I'll talk to you soon.
Adios.
Bye. Classic. That guy is what we call a classic. Jacob Corenthos. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I want to see Werner Herzog and Abel Ferrara in a no-holds-barred cage fight. They're both pretty scrappy. You know what, though? Werner Herzog's pretty slow, though. He's a pretty slow-moving guy. So I think Abel Ferrara's got him. The Last Temptation. Yeah, oh my God. Yes, because he was in... Willem Dafoe was in Last Temptation of Christ, too. So he literally... Christ is walking around Gotham City. Oh my God. Oh my God, I gotta write that down. I'm sorry, I gotta write that down. I gotta write that down, guys. How did I forget about that? Christ is walking around Gotham City causing problems. Harold?
Hey. Yeah.
Hey, dude!
Ugh, yuck. Okay. Hey, Harold, how are you?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to the Memento Batman with William Dafoe that you guys were just talking about.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe we can work in some Memento stuff where he's got tattoos all over his body. Yeah, okay. He's got tattoos all over his body like from Memento, but it's all the names of the characters that he played in movies because he can't remember because of the Scanner Darkly thing going on in his brain.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the thing I wanted to talk about was the lab leak hypothesis and how you've been talking about it on the channel. This is the first time I'm watching the live show, but it's I've been watching your channel for a while.
Thank you for watching. And look, I'll be honest. Like the government's trying to keep this from us. They're trying to keep the media trying to keep it.
No. Okay, so obviously there are like a bunch of kooks who are obvious grifters and like have been doing an internet grift for like a long time before this, and this is just their latest thing, like the Weinstein brothers, right?
Yeah.
But like, I think you've been, at least in the videos that you've talked about it, I've seen you presented in this way where it's sort of like, this is a remote possibility, so we should investigate it.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand why you're saying that, because people like Redfield and Fauci and like other people from the government who talk about it in that way.
Well, wait. I just want to say really quickly that guy, I'm also, because I have a very open mind for this. If it's like, if it becomes more of a like, yeah, we're kind of thinking this came from a lab, but I read also a bunch of scientists, a bunch of virologists signed that thing where they were like, yes, go and look at the lab, do an investigation. And I think Fauci himself too, and by the way, I'm not a defender of Fauci, I don't care. In fact, I think if you're like a high up official in the government, there's probably something wrong with you. But that's just my knee jerk feeling. But so I'm like, it could be, it could not be, but So one person that Brett Weinstein cited as like, ooh, we got this guy now on our side, was a guy named Ralph Barrick, who's like one of the main researchers in the world for coronavirus, and he's saying, yes, go and research the lab, but in my professional opinion, and in the professional opinion of most people who study this stuff, it's more likely coming from animals to humans. So that I'm just taking the what they're saying. If somebody like Ralph Barrick was saying like, no, you know what, maybe it's 50-50, then I'm like, yeah, okay, I guess it's 50-50, because this guy is like knows not to just throw it to professionals, but like I don't see him having too much of a reason to lie. But go ahead, sorry.
I get what you're saying, and you definitely, to be clear, there are definitely people on both sides of it. But like I would say, like Richard Ebright, he's at Rutgers, or Raul Radamon, he's at Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
These are other guys you could look at who are sort of more pro. But I just wanted to like present the basic case for it.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like even the people who go very hard on it don't actually present it very well.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, the main real evidence is that there is a sequence from 2013. So there are these like gene databases, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when some are internal and some are like global. Mm-hmm. So like the largest like global gene database for RNA and DNA sequences is the Gene Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Wuhan Institute of Virology had like a internal database, but when you publish something to like a journal with peer review, you usually require, if it's like has a sequence that's like central to its point or is data,
mm-hmm.
you have to also post it to like an international database.
Okay.
So they were studying like a pneumonia disease in a group of miners.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 2013.
Right. Yeah, I remember reading about this. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they were studying a pneumonia disease in a group of miners in 2013, and they posted to the Gene Data Bank this coronavirus. I can. Its name is unpronounceable because it's just a random string assigned to it. RATG13 is the ID if you guys want to go look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's a Nature paper that basically establishes that this is like almost based on comparing it to other like coronaviruses in the same family,
mm-hmm.
Is almost certainly like a ancestor of the modern COVID-19.
Okay.
Because it has. Sorry, what?
So this is the one that they found in these miners.
Yeah. So this is not evidence that it necessarily leaked from the lab. It's just evidence that an ancestor of COVID-19 was at the Wuhan Institute of Virology because they posted this sequence to the Gene Data Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a significant event where like interferons. So like if you have a DNA or RNA sequence, there are like signaling things for where you can cut and replace DNA. Basically, there was like a large change between this one and all of the other related ones.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that's why people are very sure that it's related.
When did this minor discovery happen?
2013. So like a long time ago, to be clear. Okay. But it's this was the only place it was.
The thing that makes me a little there's another thing with this is that part of what the New York Post and all these kind of right-wing papers or whatever, I mean, more people are taking to this into account now. And I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't care if it came from a lab. I think if it came from a lab, then it's like what I would think would be most important would be to like to not be like, oh, now we're gonna go to war with China because they created a bioweapon. Yeah. Okay, so just that's whatever. That's beside the point. The thing that I read also was that in early 2020, we had what they leaked or what they were showing in those emails weren't leaked, but what they were showing in those emails that they got the FOIA request for was that they were passing around research, and I think that minor study was maybe in that passing around. And it looked like what they were trying to figure out is what was this somehow engineered, because one of the scientists who initially was studying it, which in March they published a peer-reviewed paper, which I think you might have mentioned. But initially, that person who eventually went on to be one of the people who published that paper was saying this looks engineered. But then in March, they said, actually, no, it doesn't, and there's really no chance that it was engineered. So, taking that into account.
Yeah, so I wasn't actually talking about the paper that was talking about whether or not the coronavirus was engineered. People thought that this interferon event is the reason people thought that, basically. So, but people reviewed other changes, like mutations in coronaviruses, and found that spiked proteins regularly have large sequence substitutions, and so that's why they later eliminate. Well, you can't eliminate it, but it shows that there's not good evidence for the idea that this shows that it's an engineered virus. But most people who think that it leaked from the lab do not think that it was an engineered bioweapon. That's
okay, cool. So just to to whatever, this is what I'm thinking where it's going is that so they were studying this an ancestor of this virus, and then there was no modification, there was no engineering. It just kind of someone caught it and they walked out with it or something like that.
Well, either that or they were doing these tissue sample research that there's other examples of them doing where you would put basically you do something to cause a bunch of point mutations in the virus, and then you put it in a human tissue sample to see penetrance, so how much the virus reproduces. And people this is when Rand Paul was talking about gain of function research. This is what he was talking about, but that's a weird way of. The point of it is not we're gonna create this thing. The point is understanding how those changes naturally evolve, so you can understand how viruses jump from one species to another. And so they were doing research like that. In the process of doing that, you do end up with things that have better penetrance in human tissue, right? So if there's a chance, the idea would be one of those. To be clear, it is not identical to the virus that is found in 2013. It's just very closely related.
So the hypothesis here, or whatever that they're presenting, is we have that one from 2013, that ancestor virus. They were doing research with human tissue, and then it basically evolved in the lab to become what it is now. That's sort of the theory?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I don't know, how much...
The thing is, you can't get positive or negative evidence on this right now because, I talked about at the start, there are internal and global databases, and people have been trying to figure things out from what they posted to global databases. But there is still a Wuhan Institute of Virology internal database which has never been shared with the investigators. The WHO paper only had basically chats with the researchers at the laboratory.
Totally. Okay, so yeah, I think that this stuff like that is somewhat it's definitely something to investigate. I think the point that I was making in those videos is right now, the certainty, I think you were kind of mentioning Brett Weinstein and some of these people, and honestly the way that Joe Rogan was talking about it in that video is there's a difference between we have a hypothesis that we need to investigate and we need to actually get hard evidence and data from, and really wanting to believe this. And I totally think that you're right, and this is what the virologists are saying, the people who signed that paper, is investigate every possible source. So I definitely have no problem with that. And I have no real faith, blind faith or trust in somebody like Anthony Fauci or any of that stuff, so I don't want people to think I'm saying that. But what I do think, like the way that if I had to bet on it today, I would go with what people like Ralph Barrick are saying, or what all these scientists are saying, which is if we had to guess now, we're gonna say that it's animal to human. But yeah, I definitely appreciate you explaining that hypothesis. Is there any way you could send me, like DM me,
Sure, yeah, I can DM you a couple of things on this.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Are you breaking toward? You think you're starting to think that's the source?
Well, I would say that there is definitely not like strong enough evidence to say either way.
Mm-hmm.
But I would point out that like the species of the bats that this is supposed to come from are like all over southern China. I mean, each one of them has like a different field.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fact is, like, the first cases of this are within a mile of that lab,
Mhm.
right? And presumably, and people have interaction with these
Well,
bats all
there's
over
like
the place.
there's like the market stuff and all that stuff.
So that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But there are plenty of wet markets in other cities in southern
Mhm.
China,
Mm-hmm.
right? It didn't have to be the 1 mile from the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
Mm-hmm.
That's not right. That's just a coincidence.
Well,
you
I mean,
you could say.
part of the location of the lab is to, I mean, like that woman that they call the Bat Lady works there. Part of the location has to do with that there's lots of these animals around there, right? I mean, that's what I've read about it.
Yeah, but there are lots of those animals around there, but there are lots of those animals. So, like, you need to choose something in a region where you're going to be able to harvest things. But there are, let me see if I can. I'll try and find the map of where the minor outbreak, right? This would be another example of a transfer from a bat to a human,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not nearly as close to the Wuhan Institute of Virology, and it's like gives you a sense of like the range of where people might have contact with bats.
Yeah.
Right, because basically you consider the probability of the jump from bats happening to at any wet market selling bat meat. By the way, they didn't actually find bat meat at the wet market that it was supposed to happen at, but whatever.
Well, it would be bats transferring it to some wet market animal product, and then somebody whatever. It's like the beginning of or the ending of Contagion, where where the bat drops into the pig pen or whatever. But I will say, will you send me like the most concise data where I can kind of get get a feel for it? But I definitely I appreciate that. I mean, this is science, right? Like, part of science is not like ruling anything out when you don't have sufficient data, and I think that that's totally good. I think like maybe if some of my videos seemed like I'm like this is BS or whatever, is more just that I really don't like people who are like emotionally attached to a somewhat sensational narrative that it's like a bioweapon type of thing. Even if that's true, that's fine. But we just need to
politically interested in that being true, and like
Right.
also are like part of this weird like jingoism for China that the right wing has had for a while. Like,
Yeah.
do you remember those old clips of fucking Dave Rubin being like, "Listen, we're gonna have to have a war with China. That's the only way we can get out of our debt." Like, and then there are other like random examples I can think of like, I don't know, like weird
Well,
right wing people just
yeah,
occasionally saying, "Yeah, we're gonna end up in a war with China."
Well, yeah, and totally. Like, I think people, relatively open-minded people, hopefully like us, we can hold these ideas in our head. We can be like, yes, like we need to investigate, like as much as possible, all of these things. And there's also like, I think it took decades. There are still some of these viruses that they haven't discovered the source. It's very difficult to find. I mean, it's like it's a needle in a haystack. I was talking to somebody who's like works in this field, and they were like, yeah, it's very, very hard to find the sources of things like this. It's very messy. But we can kind of hold in our head like, yes, this could have happened. It's there, that possibility is still open, even if people are saying it's not likely. And we can also say, like, if that's the case, that doesn't mean that like somebody did something malicious or bad, or like that this is a giant conspiracy, or that like somebody was covering something up, or whatever. You know, like when I talked about Joe Rogan, he went right into like a long conspiracy narrative that requires like.
Well, it is Joe Rogan, right?
Yeah, it is Joe Rogan, but it also like it's a little bit like shitty to say that to scientists who, when there's still not enough evidence to throw them under the bus like that, because it would require people who published that initial paper to have been lying, and it would have involved a lot of this like cover up stuff, which is like to just throw them under the bus like that as people who devoted their lives to this stuff. I don't think it warrants that, but whatever. That's just me. But will you send me this documentation? I'll take a look at it.
Sure.
I love it. Well, thank you. No, this was awesome, and thanks for sharing this with me and us.
All right. Flush me.
Love ya. Bye. Hey, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I don't understand the energy wasted about this topic from OnlyFacts TV. Yeah, look. That's my take on it, is like, investigate everything, because really, like, the sensational ending to that story, if it was a labradoodle leak, would be, we need better safety precautions, or we need to just totally stop. We need to stop certain kinds of research, if that is the case, that some research led to a virus that got out of control. It would be like these boring bureaucratic fixes. I mean, I think people are like looking at it like, and it, like he was saying with the Dave Rubin thing, it's a lot of people who are like warmonger creeps who think that it's like, oh, and there's the right-wing thing of like, oh, all your problems are there. China is everything. China's causing all your problems, and they cause the disease, which we were denying the whole beginning of it, the thing. So there you go. Booty Cod.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, what up, Booty?
On YouTube, my name is Rainbow Rants, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Are you, besides Chippy, I think you're the only not dude caller of the night.
I know, right?
What is that about?
I don't know. But
Sexist
here I
show.
am.
Hell yeah, Booty. And what do you have for us tonight on the program? Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, first of all.
Of course.
What I wanted to say is I live in Redneck Hell, South Carolina, and they have recently gotten rid of the mask mandate, including at public schools. So my younger sister, who's 15 in high school, she has a Crohn's disease, so her immune system is weakened. So she's one of the people who's vulnerable to COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And due to them getting rid of the masks, she is one of the only people at the school who continues to wear a mask. And even on the buses, they don't wear masks, and they're sitting like right next to each other, no social distancing. It's just abhorrent. And I'm so worried that, she's going to get it.
Oh, jeez. That's horrible. Are people getting vaccinated?
Some people, but a lot of people are very reluctant because of all of the propaganda regarding the vaccine.
This is your sister who's having to deal with this?
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's horrible. That's like, I mean, and that's part of the thing about wearing masks too, right? Was like, hey, look, like you might be a young person who you have a low likelihood of like getting seriously to the point of death ill, but we're all wearing masks because we need to help out people who aren't as lucky, right?
Exactly. And the real concern is that a person at my sister's school who also had an immune problem actually died of COVID, and they still allowed this to happen.
Oh boy.
It's
Oh
just
boy.
disgusting.
Oh, that's horrible. Your poor like, what does your sister have to say? Is she just like, man, these pieces of crap, or is she just like, well,
Yeah, she
what am I
tried
gonna
to
do?
do online school and they like denied her and wouldn't let her, and I don't understand why. Like my mom needs to push
What?
back on it more, really.
What?
Yeah, she wanted to do
What?
online so she wouldn't have to deal with it, and they were like,
Yeah, I
"No,
mean,
you have to go to school."
of course they should let her do online. Oh my God. What is the deal? What is going on?
It's
Is
South Carolina, I'm telling you, like, it is so bad here. No one wants to wear a mask. Everyone is scared of the vaccine. If you wear a mask, they think you're like a Democrat and an evil person or something. I don't understand it. It's so stupid. Like,
Oh
no
boy.
brain cells. And not too long ago, when COVID first started, my 95-year-old grandmother, we had to travel with her, and so we were obviously all wearing masks, making sure, to try to keep her safe. And people, when we were at like this, we were stopping at a Wendy's to get food on the way when we were traveling. People would walk right next to her, no social distancing at all. I had to literally like move my chair by her wheelchair to block them off so people would go around me and not
Ugh.
get next to her.
Oh my God. And they can see she's in a wheelchair. It's like, hey, maybe this person needs to be like, you need to take a little bit more consideration, and they can't even be it does feel like it's not like they're stupid, like they don't get that maybe you should be careful, but it's more just like we don't do that. We're not like those people. Like, is it that kind of attitude?
Yes, it is. It's exactly like that. And it's sad. My own father is very hardcore Republican, Trump supporter, the opposite of me, and he doesn't believe in wearing masks, and he got COVID himself.
That's always a fun one. Somebody who gets it and is like, yeah, I don't care. It's fake. It's fake. This is things for fake still somehow. I don't. Yeah.
It's fake, even though I had it, and it felt very real to me. It's so
Oh,
stupid.
oh my God. Yeah. I don't know. Like on YouTube and stuff. I think or just online. I think it's like less popular or trendy to make fun of like kind of the Republican mindset or whatever, but like holy moly, like your poor sister has to deal with this like this tude, this like childish tude.
Exactly. And she shouldn't have to be dealing with that. She shouldn't have to go to school and be worried, am I going to die from going to school?
God, that's you like, man, I feel I can tell also that you really care about your sister, and that
Oh,
you're
absolutely. Yes, I love her to death, and it really concerns me. She shouldn't have to be going through this because people don't want to wear a mask. It's a piece of fabric over your face to protect the vulnerable. It's not that hard. Be considerate.
yeah, like early on, like maybe for like a week, I was like, oh, that's kind of weird that we have to wear masks. This is like a post-apocalyptic. Like it took me no time to get used to wearing a mask, and it's the easiest, most like not problem thing ever. Like
No, I don't even think about it. I don't get how people are anti-maskers or anti-vaxxers. It's like this is how we protect against disease.
I mean, look like I was listening to Matt Binder's show earlier today, and they were talking about this QAnon convention that happened. Speaking of TrueAnon,
God.
they went to it. It's like this QAnon convention thing, and Matt Binder was talking about how that it was interesting that it costs like $500 to get into the thing, and he was like, a lot of the people there are like they're not poor. There's sort of like a narrative that, which is not totally untrue, that it's like desperate people voted for Trump, but there's also like there's this element, like I know a couple of Trump supporters that I used to work with, and they weren't poor people. They weren't like just like desperate and they just were like, let's just burn everything down or whatever. They were kind of like people who were making kind of a lot of money, but like that's all they care about is making money, and they're just like brats. They're just like grown-up brats, basically. And like that's like a lot of this attitude is just being a brat. just like being a grown-up brat.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, it's just basic consideration, you know? Like, your mask protects me, my mask protects you. Don't you care about people? But no, it's like we just care about money.
Ugh. Booty, I'm so sorry that you have to deal with this. You know, like, you know, your sister's a young person having to go to school. I hope there's a way. I mean, look, you know, like maybe it's time to just like I don't know what, like find another school or like who knows, but this is like so unacceptable.
Crossing major lines. Like, when you start messing with my sister, you're messing with me now. Like, that's not cool.
Well, Booty, will you private message me if there's a way we can help? Maybe we could like do some kind of a GoFundMe situation or something. I don't know even what it would be, but if there's any way we can help, the muscular class can help. Let me know your
I'll
ideas.
let you know if there is. I really actually deeply appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, and no joke. Send me a message and we'll do whatever we can for sure.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. And I want to say I love your streams and your videos. Like, you're so thought-provoking, and I agree with everything you have to say. So keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, thanks, Booty. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, you too. Have a good one. Enjoy the stream.
Bye. Jeez, Louise. What are they doing out there? What are you guys doing out there? Come on. If anybody has any ideas of what we can do to help Booty and her sister, for God's sake, to be a young person having to deal with that. You would think like, hey, there's a horrible thing happening, a pandemic, but the adults are gonna take care of it. The adults are gonna figure it. No, they're actually gonna make everything worse. Oh boy. Ian Camp, thank you. Not enough female callers. You're canceled, sir. Well, like I said, the key to not being canceled is you pre-cancel yourself. Somebody's like, you're canceled. You go, well, no, I cancel myself. I suck. I'm shitty. So far, so good. Somebody was saying, somebody in the chat said that I should ask Professor Ricardo Wolf about cryptocurrency. That's a really good. So asking him how cryptocurrency should be used, and then how global socialism would happen. I was gonna ask him that actually. Like, how do you see? Like, what are you actually trying to do here, Professor? If that is your real name, I'll say that to him. Just give him an attitude for no reason, and then yeah, he's never said anything about Palestine. I don't think that's a little bit weird. You would think he would be on that. Bulky?
Hey, what up, Bulk? Dude, it's me, Greg. Welcome to the Greg Show. Now we're gonna...
Greg, what the hell, man? Get it right.
Welcome to the Greg Show. Gonna do a Greg flow. Gotta get my Greg on. Because I'm Greg, bro. I'm like Tom McDonald. Gonna do my rap songs.
Stop, man. Get that out of here. God, go back to the couch, man. Ugh. Sorry. Bulky, I'm
sorry,
so...
Who is this? No, I'm sorry. Who is this?
This is Mr. Brown. That was Greg.
Oh, I called to talk to Greg.
Bro, you got it, dude.
How does he keep getting back on?
Hey, it's me. It is me, Greg.
Dude, we're gonna get copyright strike for that.
I don't care, bro. Yeah, Elon Musk.
Oh my God, man.
Hey, it's me. What's up, dude? Bulky, what up, bro?
Hey, Greg, how is it going tonight?
Oh, you know what I do. You know I'm getting mine.
Don't talk like that, man.
What up, bro?
I just want to check in on how everyone was doing, but mostly Greg, because I feel like I see a lot of RM on the YouTube channel.
Oh yeah,
but not enough of Greg, baby, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we need to. He's believe me, he's been mentioning that a lot. It was weird because like he wanted nothing to do with the channel when I had like under 300 subscribers. Now that there's a little bit more subscribers, it's like every other day.
Well, dude, it's just like, it wasn't up to par back then, I think.
It wasn't up to par back then, he says. Great.
Are you saying that when you were Gerard Butler at 300 subscribers?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
When I had my shirt off and I was yelling and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was going to call and rant about COVID because of the last caller who talked about it, but I figured it's getting late in the evening and that's maybe not super interesting. So do we want to talk about Korean cinema some more or what?
Yeah. Hit me with those K films.
Okay, listen, I lived in Korea for a while. I love the country, South Korea, obviously, because there's two different ones. And every
Did you hear what Greg was saying? That he was like, oh, it's probably all those movies are about them trying to escape because he thinks it's North Korea.
So, listen, I would love to speak on this subject, but I would feel like I'm doing a disservice to the culture. I think there's like, when I went to Korea, a older Korean gentleman that I worked with taught me a lot about Korean culture and like explained Korean cinema themes to me in a particular way that I thought was very interesting.
Oh my God. So, I'm already sold. I love this.
I'm going to explain this, but I want you to understand that this is like playing a game of telephone. I don't want anyone to be like, that bulky skull guy said all of these things. I want to say like, I came into a culture, an older gentleman who had lived there for a while was kind of explaining things to me. I interpreted what he was explaining to me, and I am regurgitating now. It's not 100%. Do your own research. I'm just being a real Steven Crowder about it, if you know what I mean. Like, think for yourself.
And okay, and I gotta say, Stevie in the chat, he just wrote Chip Korea. So, Stevie, stop it. Anyway. Well, no, this is perfect. I love you. You got a real explanation from somebody who is actually like grew up in that culture. I think that's perfect. I'm like this is exactly like the kind of thing I wanted to hear.
Okay, so what was explained to me, and again, this is a person talking to another person. This is not a film professor or the magnate of Korean film speaking to another intellectual. I'm not.
Here we go. You're doing a little bit of a cultural appropriation right now.
Yeah, I'm pulling the hardest CP. If you're familiar with CP, I'm doing one of those.
Yep.
Anyway, this is I'm just getting rid of the A in appropriation, just so everyone's clear.
Very good.
The way it was explained to me is that if you look historically at Korea, South Korea, particularly during World War II, they were occupied by the Japanese forces, and there was a burgeoning and building kind of insurgency and kind of pushback for a force that was intended to push back the Japanese forces that were there, that were like occupying them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, the American forces came in, bombed Japan, and then shortly thereafter, Japan in most areas of Korea kind of started withdrawing. There's some really interesting stories about like parts of Korea that didn't realize they needed to withdraw, and so there's like Japanese forces that stayed there way past the end of the war, and that's like a couple of regions in Southeast Asia that were like similar to that.
Right. Yeah.
And then the Korean War happened, and similarly, like the Koreans were ready. South Koreans were really like and again, this is my understanding. There was a portion of South Korea that was ready to like stand and fight and kind of claim its territory and push back from the kind of North Korean encroachment that was happening. And then the American forces came in. They got to a point, they didn't want to get into a direct conflict with China and Russia because that would have turned it into like a hot war. And they were like, okay, we're going to stop here at this, parallel. And so all of that in totality has left South Koreans with this idea of like, we've never been able to fight for ourselves. We've never been able to like attack back at the people who have attacked us because somebody else has always stepped in to defend us or to fight for us, but not for ourselves, but rather for like an idealization of what we represent, unfettered capitalism, a Western sense of culture, right? And so Korean film kind of idealizes this idea of like when you get to finally attack back, when you get to be the person who takes revenge, when you get to be the person who does harm to the people who have done harm to you previously. And a lot of Korean filmmakers are pretty left-leaning, as you can probably see with things like Parasite and a lot of the films that come out of Korea that are really popular. They tend to be commenting on like the idea of like we glorify violence as a payback for violence, but that's really not what would happen. Violence would just lead to more violence. And like in the Vengeance trilogy, right? The first one, Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, the whole film is just an idea of spiraling of like some form of violence or corruption.
Non-stop violence.
Like spiraling into another form of corruption and violence. And so a lot of Korean cinema faces on like, you don't get what you want from being violent or being like corrupt, if you will, from in a stand of what am I trying to say here exactly? But like undermining somebody else or undermining another party to get what you want, or to physically attack another party to get what you want. Like there's always some sort of retribution that in the end will lead you to getting something worse than you expected or potentially being your downfall. And you can see that in like the Vengeance trilogy, and you can also see that, which Parasite does this very well. But there was a film that was recommended earlier, The Good, the Bad, the Weird, and that's another example of like it's a weird Korean Western, but it's all like these three different types of like Korean Western, like Korean guys that are out there trying to go for this like MacGuffin, but they're all kind of like killing people and shortchanging people to get this thing. And ultimately it ends with like a big shootout that doesn't end the way that most American Westerns would, with like the good guy walking off into the sunset. It ends in a very surprising way where you're like, oh, nobody really got what they wanted at the end of this, because
it's pretty similar to I think like a couple weeks ago I talked about that it's another Bong Joon-ho movie from what I remember. It's Memories of Murder. Have you seen that one?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
That there's like a similar thing going on there too, right? Because it kind of subverts the idea of these police kind of like, I mean, they get an innocent guy killed when he gets hit by the train. Spoiler alert, sorry, but it's like they're going after a serial killer, and they're just like causing more good. They're causing more harm than good. These detectives.
Yeah, like I mean, a lot of Korean cinema is like the ends don't actually ever justify the means, right?
Yeah.
Like the Korean cinema is super into like, no, you think that if you do all this stuff to get retribution, to get what you think is right, to get justice, you won't be happy with the end results. And like that film Mother that was also recommended is super part of that.
What's it called again?
The film Mother. It's just called Mother. It is a great film about if you would do everything in your power to protect something that you thought was valuable, and then what does that mean for the society around you, right? It's a very interesting film.
This is a really good theory. I like this. This was explained to you by the older Korean guy that you met when you were there.
Yes, when I was in Korea, he explained to me that a lot of Korean cinema is about how vengeance and doing what you think is right to get justice ultimately ends in because again, apparently this is what he explained to me, that sensation of like the war, the being shortchanged with our ability to fight back in World War II, or Korea's ability to fight back in World War II, and being shortchanged in Korea's ability to fight back during the Korean War, led to a kind of cultural feeling of like, when you have the chance to strike back, do it.
Vengeance.
And like
a vengeance.
Yes. Revenge and vengeance being a key part of Korean society, of like not shaming people for it, but saying like, if you get the opportunity, you should do it.
Right.
And then again, the left-leaning directors and creators in Korea saying like, no, we probably shouldn't, because it only leads to more problems.
Look, we're getting into cancelable territory here, and I hope the person I hope the person who said this, not you, but the person who said this, I hope that they're Korean, but they say K-rage is real. Is that why people talk about K-rage?
That was not a term. This is over a decade ago that I was in Korea, and so this was not a term that I was familiar with. I moved to Korea. I moved to Korea to teach English, and happened to be part of a team that worked with a couple of older Korean gentlemen and gentlewomen. And the one particular Korean gentleman was the one that I went there blind. Like I went there for the paycheck. Like I was interested in Korea. I was interested in going and visiting Asia, but the pay was super good. And like I was like, oh, I'll just go do this. And then when I got there, I was like, hey, I watched a bunch of Korean movies.
You
And he
ended
was
up
like, "Let me explain
learning.
them."
You ended up learning a lot about history, and it sounds really. It was a fruitful trip. Sounds like.
Yeah, well, I'm also really stupid, so I ask a lot of questions. So,
Do you
yeah.
recommend like traveling to Korea?
I recommend traveling as much as you can, especially if now obviously you're vaccinated. Like I went to Korea. I lived in Korea for a year and change. I
Mhm.
lived in Mexico for half a year and change. I visited China and Asia while I was in Korea. I visited a couple other places south of the, like around Mexico. It was still Mexico, but you know, different
But
areas of Mexico.
what about Korea specifically though? Is Korea fun? Well, I mean, were you in Seoul or like wherever you were?
Yeah,
was it fun? Is it cool? Should people?
Yeah, I loved Korea. I was in an area called Ilsan. It's like a upper middle class suburb of Seoul. And
Mhm.
one thing I would say about Korea that I would recommend people check out about it is that I've gone to a couple of parts of Asia, like I mentioned, that do feel like a different world. Like you go there and the culture is very different. Korea, at the time that I was there, and I think more so now, Korea was really battling with a set of two different generations. There was a set of generations that wanted to like remain very conservative to
Mhm.
Korean culture,
Okay.
and were like super into like the way Korea was in like the 60s, like the 50s and 60s and 70s, like coming out of the Korean War. And then there was another culture that was like, hey, we want to start exporting movies and music and fashion to the rest of the world because we realize that what they call like soft exports, soft economy
Yep.
is super powerful to expressing like a globalization power, which is like a lot of what America does with putting Justin Bieber everywhere, McDonald's everywhere, right? And
Right.
so like the idea of like expressing that power through cultural like cultural items such as music and film,
Mhm.
that was something that like younger generations in Korea were super into, and they were also super into kind of being interested in and adopting cultural aspects of the West, particular pop music, clothing styles, vernacular, and learning English. Which again, I don't want to be here and be like, yeah, everyone should learn English, but like that is the language of business globally for the most part, right? And a lot of like Koreans were like, hey, I'm going to learn English. And older Koreans were like, it shouldn't be the thing that you're focused on when you're in school. And I taught at a English cram school where all we did was teach kids to learn English as fast as possible, to become as fluent as possible, to make the best grade on their English as a second language test, right? And so it was really interesting to see the kind of like cultural like dispersa, or like, I guess like fighting that was happening between like older cultures that were like, the older people in the culture that were like, we shouldn't be moving so westwardly, and the younger culture that was like, well, this is the way for us to stake a claim in like the global economy and to make ourselves more recognizable globally. And there's like a weird like, hey, a bunch of what like beyond that, like I guess like a subsection of that is the idea that like, hey, a lot of Westerners don't know the difference between like Japanese, Chinese, Korean, right? And this was a way for them to be like, this is a way for us to carve out who we are as a cultural identity when Westerners who we're looking up to or who are exporting all this like soft economic property.
Hell yeah. Well, now Korea's doing it because they're making the best.
Yeah.
Clearly, watching I Saw the Devil, they're making some of the best movies. Well, anyway, will you come back, talk to me soon?
Whenever you want. I really enjoyed myself tonight. Sorry if I rambled too much.
No, I love it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, man.
There's a guy with a swastika in the chat, and he tried to write the N-word, but he misspelled it. Great. Permaban. How do you... That's the thing, like, quickly getting rid of people is very tricky. All right, final call. Final 2 call. We'll do two of the night.
Final calls of the night. It'll be alright. Final calls
of the night.
It'll be alright. Gonna have a good time.
Don't say the N-word in the chat. Don't have a swastika as your avatar. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Carl, Joe, what's up?
Not too much. How are you, Aaron Brown?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thanks for talking to me tonight. And did you see that Nazi guy in the chat?
Yes, I did. I was having a chat with my good friend Geeb. We had the stream on mute, and we were having a little chat together, and then we saw that going down, and we were very surprised.
Oh,
very, very
God.
surprised.
Oh, God. Hold on. I forgot to do this. Did I already read this? Colin France. Thank you. You need to cast Werner Herzog. Oh, this is good. Cast Werner Herzog as Mr. Freeze. Imagine those corny one-liners with that voice. That's a really good idea. And then PN says, please search 2001 A Garden of Personal Mirrors on YouTube. It's an unreleased track. It's awful. Is that a Tom McDonald thing? And then, did I read Ian? Oh, yeah, I already read Ian's, but I'll read it again. Not enough female callers. You're canceled, sir.
Well, the thing is that ladies aren't as good as doing chat.
What, Greg? Like, come on. Do we have to really take it to that level?
No, it's biology, dude. I was watching a Brett video.
Brett who?
Weinstein.
Oh, God. I'm Carl Joe. I'm sorry. You see what I'm dealing with here, right?
I'm really sorry for you. This guy Greg, and you said he like sits on your couch all the time. How do you deal with that?
He lives here, and like every time I'm like, look, dude, you can't live here anymore. He like starts doing that face like he's about to cry, and it like hits my heart and soul in a weird way. And I'm like, fine, dude, you could stay, but just 2 more weeks, and then like whatever, you can find an apartment. He's like, he'll immediately, that crying face will turn off, and he'll like turn the TV back on. So it's, it's like that kind of thing. You know what I mean? You ever dealt with something like that?
Oh yeah, man. I've been living with different roommates for like 5 years here in Chicago.
Oh, God.
And yeah, there have been some crazy moments.
Is there one roommate who you're like, oh boy, this person needs to not be, they need to go live with they need parental guidance or something like that?
I mean, nothing that crazy. Most of the people I lived with were pretty chill, but there's one guy who was an opera singer, and my room was like right next to the bathroom, and he'll wake up at 6 in the morning and get a shower, and he'd do his vocal warm-ups in the shower. So he'd be like, ma 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 ma, like every morning at 6 a.m. That's what I wake up to.
That's kind of cool. It's almost like when those roosters are like, like when they're doing that. Kikity. Yeah, when they're doing that in the morning, but you get a more like professional version.
Yeah, it's like, obviously he's very talented, and
was he
cool voice.
Was he ever doing that like me, and you're like, shut the fuck up, dude? Or did you ever yell at him like that?
I hope not, though. Okay. I have been told that I talk in my sleep sometimes, so it's possible it could have happened. Like if just unconsciously I let that slip.
Okay.
But hopefully not.
Are you a deep enough sleeper that you just slept through him doing this me stuff?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's also a fire station down the street with how Chicago is, so I got used to all the noises.
That's my 9/11 story. Is I was sleeping over a friend's house, and he was like, "Dude, you gotta wake up. You gotta see what's going on." I was like, "Leave me alone." I just kept telling him to leave me alone, and that was so I was a little bit late to finding out what's going on 9/11. But anyway, sorry. Yeah. That's a little bit of a sidetrack. So what do you got for us tonight, my good friend Carl Joe?
Yeah, I have a few questions, but let me see. I think the most interesting question would be: do you have any thoughts on the whole Jeff Bezos going to space type of thing? Like, I feel like maybe a better question would be like, what do you think the chances of the rocket just exploding on launch are? Like, give me some odds here.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Could you imagine? Could you imagine the thing just lights up the sky?
I don't want to say that I'm excited, but I'm excited.
I mean, what like I can't remember who did it. I think it was like Some More News or whatever that channel is, and he was talking about how like Elon Musk and all these guys want to build rockets because they know like the Earth is is turning into a decrepit hellscape.
Yep.
It seems like there's like I was originally like that seems a little far fetched, but now like with all these guys going to outer space, I'm like, maybe maybe these guys are trying to like figure out how to get out of here or something. But
yeah, it's a little unsettling.
Could you imagine? It's like that would be the weirdest string of events. Is like a pandemic happens where basically all the money in the country and whatever, probably the large parts of the world go to this guy. Like it just funnels, all the money funnels to this guy, and he says, "Yay! I'm gonna go on a rocket," and then it just explodes, and his crisp little burnt body falls to the earth. You know what? What a weird event. What a weird string of events, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't really vibe with the whole like religion or God sort of thing, but I might start believing in God if that happens because he's made a lot of people suffer and to make all that wealth. So like it would be divine justice, I think.
You know what? Like I feel like a lot of people let's be honest. I feel like a lot of people are in the same. They're thinking the same way, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And it's just like I don't want to see anyone like in pain or suffering, but like when you're that rich and you keep it to yourself, I don't know. Are you really a person at that point?
when you're running a company that is basically treating people like indentured servants, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Carl Joe, we got to wrap it up, but will you call back Monday?
Yeah. I had a great time. It's a very nice stream. Thank you for entertaining us all. I'm going to check out some more of those Kubrick films.
Yes, and report back. Let us know which one's the best.
All right. Thank you, Aaron Brown.
That's a pretty good guy. Okay. Final call of the night. Geeb?
Geeb? Is that your name, dude? Hey, what's up? Geeb! What's up, bro? It's me, Greg. Hi, this is Greg, and I have a lot of topics I want to cover tonight. After this stream of, what's his name? R.H. Brown, we're going to do the Greg stream, which we're going to look over some of the greatest YouTube videos ever made.
What are you talking about, dude? You're not doing any more streaming.
Yeah, we'll see, dude.
Oh my god. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. That's all right. I understand. I know couple Gregs. They're all kind of.
They're all like that, right?
Yeah, I don't understand it, man.
Yuck.
But yeah, I want to say first of all, I am a boy, but
no,
my girlfriend is next to me, so I don't know if that counts.
No, that counts. That counts. So that's three. That's three ladies on the show. So it's not. It's not a totally sexist show.
That's sick. She's like really excited to hear that. Yeah.
she just went, yeah. All right. I love it.
Yeah, I
okay.
think she DM'd you before about like music or something.
Oh, that counts. She counts.
But yeah, I want to say also, I feel a kinship with you being from Texas as well. Texas boy.
You're a Texas boy. Where in Texas?
Magnolia, if you've heard of that.
Magnolia? Like, what's it near that I would know?
Houston.
Oh,
like
it's
north.
near. Okay.
Tomball. The Woodlands, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I left it all behind for California.
Ooh.
Yeah. People were pretty worried.
Is it like you're like, wow, this is the big city, wow, and they're like,
Yeah.
and people are like, yeah, people are like, hey, this is the big city. You can't wear that cowboy hat here, or those boots.
Oh yeah, I had to. They tried to steal my buckle, my big belt buckle. I was just looking back at, they were so tall, all the buildings, and I just walked back into like a huge pile of poop.
You were so taken by the tall buildings that you fell backwards into a pile of trash.
Yeah, it engulfed my whole shoe and everything. It was...
Oh man. Well, it sounds like you're adjusting pretty well. Do you like it? Are you in LA?
No, I'm like out in the desert in what they call the Inland Empire out Temecula. I was going to school, but I've been disgraced, and now I had to retreat out into the desert.
Is Temecula cool?
It's hot. It's hot. But I mean, it's
stunning,
cool
stunning endorsement. Stunning endorsement of Temecula.
If you like, I mean, I would say compared to growing up in a small town in Texas, it's very cool. Different for me. I enjoy it, but everybody here basically feels like they're from my town, if that makes sense. They're all trying to get away, and I'm like, hey.
The Trump thing that used to be on the corner of the street.
What's she saying back there?
Oh yeah, she was talking about it's a very red area of California. So actually, they kind of, when I told them I'm from Texas, they're like, oh, wow, why would you leave? I don't know, it's kind of like royalty. It's like a weird thing, like kind of royalty a little bit.
It's the people you're around the people who are trying to make that girl's sister sick. Basically.
Exactly. Yeah, they all want to move to Texas.
Oh God.
But they're out here.
Well, Geeb, we're about to wrap it up. Do you have anything else you want to fire at the people who are listening before we say flush, bye bye?
We need a Tom McDonald diss track. I know I've heard I know you have musical skills.
Yeah.
You've been flexing them, so you can't back down from that now. It's too late.
Hell yeah. I'll be like, Tom McDonald. Yeah, you ain't got it. You ain't got it. It's
more like Tom McSmall.
Oh, yeah, Tom McSmall. Yeah. How will he ever recover from that? Maybe I shouldn't do it because it'll ruin his career.
Yeah, he might.
Maybe Tom.
He might lose it.
Maybe Tom should explode in the spacecraft like Jeff Bezos. You know what I mean?
And then, bye-bye. I don't have a soundboard, but that was fine.
I love you, Geeb. Talk to you later.
I love you too, man. Love you too. Bye.
That counts. The show's not totally sexist. Well, guys, as we like to say...
Oh, yeah. We made it through the show. We made it with a flow.
That's great. Guys, thank you for watching the program. I will be doing a Tom McDonald diss track. Hey, y'all, before the show ends... This is in the chat. Let's see what Colin's saying. Hey, y'all, before the show ends, consider giving a donation for our guest tonight, Booty. The fund would go to putting her sister into a better online private school. Ooh. Is this Colin? Well, whatever. I'll look into this. But, also, Booty, send me a message and we'll figure out how to do this. But guys, thank you so much. Have a good rest of the week. Bye-bye.